In just 70 years, Israel has grown and prospered beyond all expectations. From its incredible landscapes and seascapes to its modern cities intertwined with ancient landmarks, it is a place like no other. Since 1948, its population has grown tenfold, and 8.5 million people now call Israel home. This small country is at the forefront of the world's technological, medical, and agricultural advancements and is truly a vibrant and diverse nation. Today, we celebrate all that Israel has become in the 54th annual Celebrate Israel Parade in New York City. Featuring 40,000 marchers, hundreds of thousands of spectators, musicians, dancers, floats, and dignitaries, the parade will proudly march up Fifth Avenue in what has become the world's largest gathering to celebrate Israel.
And welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're with us.
Celebrate Israel Parade.
Welcome, everyone. So glad you're with us. I am Robert Moses, pleased to be joined today by Michelle Devon, who is a journalist, former TV host for I-24 News and the Israeli government press office.
Well,
Michelle,
hi, Robert.
Great
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you.
me here. Great seeing you. And shalom to everyone, my family and friends in Israel. ברוכים הבאים למצעד ההצדעה לישראל, כאן מהשדרה החמישית בניו יורק. We're so excited to be here. This is actually the 54th parade. The first one was in 1964 when there was an impromptu parade that just walked up 4 blocks on Riverside Drive.
Shall we talk about the theme?
Ah, yes. So
70 is a number that you will hear a lot today. 70 is Sababa. What does that mean exactly?
Sababa. Sababa means, wow, everything that is good, that is cool, that is chill. Just feel free to use it as much as possible throughout the broadcast.
Consider it done. Let's discuss who and what you will be seeing today. Ninette Tayed, Lipa Schmelzer, Kosha Dills. We will have our house band, Soul Farm.
Soul Farm that's been here. They were founded in Israel and they've been playing for over 20 years.
There you see them. And I may sing along with them. They don't know this yet, but I might sing.
It's a surprise for the band.
Yeah, it's a special appearance. Some other guests include Jonathan Lipnicki, Siggy Flicker, Chef Ayal Shani will join us here in the booth.
He's going to be an honorary Grand Marshal.
Dr. Ruth Westheimer, who celebrates her 90th birthday tomorrow. She will be up here, as will Joel Gray. Earlier today, the parade got underway right around 11 o'clock this morning, beginning a little bit down from us, and we saw
the famous shofar.
Stanley Hockhauser there with the shofar, the NYPD color guard, the NYPD police band.
Of course. We saw the Celebrate Israel Parade banner, Friends of Israel Scouts, Sofim. There it is, the very big banner. The Scouts, which I have to say I was a proud member of in the 5th and 6th grade. Yes, I was. I was wearing that uniform. And there we have, of course, the ambassadors to the UN. Ambassador Dani Danon, and with him there were delegates and representatives from many countries, from Canada, Germany, Spain, Thailand, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Nigeria, Ukraine, and Romania.
And now we want to introduce the third member of our on-air team. Little known fact about this man, he was Grand Marshal of the parade at age 3. My friend and Fox 5 colleague, Baruch Shemtov. Baruch, what's going on?
So good to see both of you. I've got to say, you both look very Sababa up there in your blue and white. It's so good to be back with you. And I've got to tell you, this parade is especially meaningful to me every year because I actually grew up marching in this parade, first with Manhattan Day School, then with Ramaz, and now it's great to be back here once again celebrating Israel. We'll have a long list of amazing people for you all morning long, so let's kick this off with my friend Michael Miller from the Jewish Community Relations Council. He's the Executive Vice President and the CEO. By the way, the JCRC is the producer of this incredible parade. Thanks for being here this morning and for having us.
Thank me, I thank you. This is
Looking forward.
Look at this. This is amazing.
So let's start out by talking a little bit about the JCRC. What does the Jewish Community Relations Council do?
It does a lot of things. One thing we don't do social services. We do community relations. We build relationships with the non-Jewish community. We intensify relationships internal to the Jewish community. We liaison with law enforcement, the NYPD, and Israel is so central to the work that we do as well with this parade and missions to Israel of non-Jewish influentials. So in 30 seconds, that's what we do.
So why is this parade so important?
This parade is a reflection of we're the New York Jewish community, and our friends who are not Jewish, where New York stands with Israel. Not only do they stand, but they also march. There are 40,000 individuals who are marching up this avenue, both young and old, of all different stripes and reflections and political points of view. But today we set all of our differences aside and we march together for Israel.
Why is it so significant that Israel is celebrating 70 years of independence?
It's not just significant, it's awesome. It's Sababa. 70 years is a huge amount of time. It's 7 decades. You think about somebody who's in their 70s, maybe they're slowing down a little bit. It's just the opposite with the state of Israel. 70 is just a launching pad for the next 70 or even 700, even 7,000 years. The state of Israel is here to stay, and what it accomplishes is incredible. It's Sababa.
But we're just getting started. Congratulations on another incredible parade. Michael Miller from the JCRC. I'll send it back to you guys up in the booth.
Baruch, thanks so much. And Michael Miller is truly one of the instrumental figures in this every single year as we look at the SAR Academy and high school marching up Fifth Avenue from Riverdale. But every year, Michael Miller literally starts planning the next year's parade the day after.
It's unbelievable. Well, there's so many organizations, about 130 groups that are here, over 40,000 participants. So it definitely takes a lot of manpower and a lot of time to organize this parade. So right now on Fifth Avenue, we can see the SAR Academy in high school. There are about 900 students here, looking very excited.
Looks like about 9 million, right?
It sure does. And the morale of 9 million,
yes,
for sure.
They are saluting the state of Israel for preserving and cherishing the bedrock ideas of Jewish tradition, and yet fearlessly marching into the future to the beat of innovation. And
I'm
yes,
loving
we will
their
hear.
shirts.
I know.
These shirts are incredible, made especially for 70 and Sababa. So thank you to the SAR Academy High School for taking this event so seriously. They definitely came prepared.
I have to make a confession. Someone just tried to throw me a shirt about 5 minutes ago, and I missed.
You missed?
Yeah, I was.
I have a feeling there'll be another try throughout the parade.
I would think so. We are on the air for the next 3 hours, so I would think that we'll have
get a second chance.
Plenty of opportunities. Should we say something about the weather? Because certain years, the sweat is dripping off our faces at this time. But fortunately, this year it's cooler. It's nice. We don't have to worry about that.
And all week they were saying that it's going to rain, but I guess we, said our prayers properly, and look, it turned out to be a really great day. So right now we're seeing the Rambam, Mesivta, and Reshet Shalhevet from Lawrence, Long Island. Rambam in English is Maimonides. So just so you know that, it's Rambam. It's an acronym for Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, one of the most influential Jewish philosophers. And so this school is named after him. 400 people marching today.
Their theme, 70, Sababa and technology, demonstrating how Israel stays safe with the help of advanced technology. And technology is a key theme because Israel is at the forefront of some of the biggest technological innovations that we know.
It's true. Israel is really Sababa when it comes to technology. We know that Israel has the highest ratio of per capita startups. And we know that Israel also invested some very, very cool... Oh, there we are. It's us again.
Yes.
Look at us. So as we were saying, Israel and technology, Israel, we know, is standing in line with some of the biggest brand names today. If it's Wix, if it's WeWork, if it's Waze, which all of us are using, otherwise we wouldn't find the way to get anywhere.
AOL Instant Messenger, do you remember that?
I do remember that. It's the first instant messenger. Look, I mean, Israel definitely, for such a small country the size of New Jersey, has really made a mark, definitely in this field. This year, Robert, is especially exciting because Israel just won the Eurovision competition, which not many people in the United States are actually even familiar with. It's the biggest song competition in Europe, and Neta Barzilai, an Israeli, won this year. That means 50 states and audiences voted for her, and next year the Eurovision is going to be in Jerusalem.
Wow. As we broadcast today, we hope you will say hi to us. If you are not marching up Fifth Avenue, then you can reach us on social media. We like that.
We do like that.
Hashtag together on 5th. Send us your pictures, your comments, your hellos.
And we might even read some of your comments if you send anything really interesting our way.
Or particularly witty, we will read them.
We will
we'll
read
them
them
on the air. Yeah, we want you to say hello to us throughout the day today because, as I said, we're here until 3 o'clock this afternoon.
We're here for the next 3 hours.
We hope that you will stay there for some or preferably all of it.
Please stay because we do have some exciting guests coming up ahead.
There's a rumor that Dr. Ruth Westheimer might join us here in the booth. And if you know anything about Dr. Ruth, by the way, did you know that she was a sniper?
I did know that. I did know that she was a sniper, but there are some more really interesting facts that I'm going to keep for later.
Oh, okay. All right, there's a tease. Baruch Shemtov down on 5th Avenue. Baruch, what do you have?
That's right, guys. We are here with the legendary Soul Farm, and they're about to perform Dreamin' of You for us. This is an amazing song. It was written by C. Lansbaum, along with Noah Solomon and Shlomo Franklin, and it's about the beauty about dreaming about love, or in this case, dreaming about Israel. Take it away, Soul Farm!
Find yourself somewhere alone. Give me a ring now, I'll pick up the phone. If you like the way I make you feel, well, here's my heart, no need to beg my rope or steel. 'Cause it's okay, baby, I am coming home, and it's homeward lately I've been dreaming of. Okay, baby, I am on my way. Says homeward lately, dream about all day, been dreaming of you. Been dreaming of you. And I hope this compass points me straight to you. But if I lose my way, it's you that pulls me through. Oh, if I'm in a desert and I need a drink. Oh, if it's late at night and sleep don't come, and it's you that makes me think that it's okay, baby, I am coming home. Yes, it's homeward lately, I've been dreaming of. Okay, baby, I am on my way. Yes, it's homeward lately, dream about all day, I've been dreaming of you. Oh, the only dream I want to sleep through. Been dreaming of Yes, it's okay, baby, I am coming home. It's homeward lately, I've been dreaming of. It's okay, baby, I am on my way. Yes, it's homeward lately, dream about all day, I've been dreaming of you. Oh, the only dream I want to sleep through. Been dreaming. My oasis and take this, and I don't wanna waste this love. Yeah, it's easy come, easy go. You never know just how we're gonna make it. I know we're gonna make it. Okay, baby. Oh,
Love it. Soul Farm, Dreaming of You. I'm going to put in a request for one of my favorites
In order
on.
for you to join in.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Walk with me. I'd like to hear that later. Speaking of later, we hope you will stay with us until much, much later. We're on the air until 3 o'clock, and we'll be right back after this.
The 2018 Celebrate Israel Parade is proudly presented by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, uniting communities, in partnership with the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
New Yorkers have a way of getting things done. No time to waste. Don't walk. Yeah, right. Why slip my groceries home? Hello? Delivery. Hey, taxi, I said northeast corner, not northwest. Avoid Times Square like the plague. Unless you're seeing a show, of course. We get it. We're busy New Yorkers, too. So here's the spiel. At UJA, we make it easy to get involved with the causes you care about and tackle today's biggest challenges. From New York to Israel, we're the Jewish geography of good. 70 countries, millions of lives changed. And it starts with you. Your dollars, your time, your city, your world. Come on, be a mensch. It's time for good. UJAFedNY.org.
The Celebrate Israel Parade TV broadcast is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. We care for you.
We follow our hearts. We tug at their strings. Sometimes they're in our throats, sometimes on our sleeves. Sometimes hearts are heavy, but they're better when they're light. And anything can be solved when one heart opens to another. Our hearts are in everything we do, which is why we've received the best ratings in New York State for heart care, right here in Brooklyn. Maimonides Medical Center, a proud affiliate of Northwell Health.
And welcome back to the 54 Celebrate Israel Parade here on 5th Avenue.
Doesn't feel like June 3rd today, does it, in terms of the weather? Mid-60s here, just on the edge of Central Park. Not a whole lot of sun. I was talking to Michael Miller from the JCRC earlier, and he said the parade's going well. He said, we'd like to see a little bit of sun before the end of the day. Hopefully we can get that.
You know what? I'm just thankful that it's not raining, but it has been a really strange week. Yesterday was really hot. I could think I was in Tel Aviv.
Mm-hmm.
Then today we got this really strange cloudy kind of weather, but you know what? Maybe for the parade it's actually better so that people don't get dehydrated. You've been doing this for 6, 7 years now?
Yeah, I think this is my 7th year, and there have been some years when it is roasting out here and the sweat just drips off, and so I don't mind having a little bit of cool weather this year, that's for sure.
All right, so how's this, parade different for you than other years? It is 70. Do you see people more excited because of that round number that we all love so much?
Every year, the thing I love every year, and Michael Miller talks about this too, is the generations. You see kids and grandkids and grandparents and aunts and uncles all coming out here as one. It's just such an incredible family tradition. Everyone can put their political differences aside for a day and all that, and just enjoy a day to celebrate Israel. Of course, it doesn't hurt that this year is the 70th anniversary. Did we mention that at all? I wonder, did we mention 70?
I think we, very, very quickly we did, and it's amazing to see the amount of support from the city and from the state of New York. Here we see Governor Cuomo marching aside Michael Miller.
Yes, and you see Letitia James on Governor Cuomo's left. Also, Judy Koftal there next to Michael Miller. Judy will hopefully join us a little bit later on. She recently celebrated a birthday.
Right, one of the co-chairs of the parade. It's important to say, an active member of the community.
Happy belated birthday to her. Idanis Rodriguez, city councilman there just on the other side of your screen there. As we widen out, he comes into the picture. So Governor Cuomo in his blue marching up Fifth Avenue. We see him every year.
Matching and marching.
Matching, marching, all of the above. He has been governor of the state of New York since 2011. Seeking his third term as governor in November.
Absolutely, and it's amazing to see the amount of cooperation and support you get from the city of New York. We are expecting the mayor later on today, And you see how the city really helps as far as the setup for the parade and the security. So this is definitely one of those joint efforts that couldn't happen without the help of the city and the council.
And it really does take a full year's worth of planning to put this parade on. I mean, tomorrow the planning for next year's parade will begin. You just can't overstate that. It is a year-long joint effort by many an agency here in the city and the state as well.
Absolutely, and I think if I remember correctly, I did hear a sum of $1 million. That's about what it takes to put together this parade. Here he is, Governor Andrew Cuomo, waving at the crowd.
Important day for New York.
Here's
I think
Baruch.
with all that's going on, it's very important that New York comes together today and says we celebrate Israel. The relationship is important to us culturally, internationally, and it's great to see this outpouring of support.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Look at Baruch barging in there. I love
was able
that.
to get a word. That's a true journalist.
It is.
Investigative reporting there.
Baruch used his biceps to get in there and
And
interview
charm.
the governor.
His biceps together with
and
his
charm,
charm.
exactly right.
Undefeatable.
Baruch's the best. We love him. Always fun to hear from him. And he's been patrolling Fifth Avenue today and will continue to do so, talking to whoever happens to walk by.
And some of the honorary grand marshals as well. I know that he will also get to talk to Dr. Ruth while she's in the car, but then later on we'll get to talk to her here on the podium.
Can you you were alluding to a couple fun facts. Can you share with me maybe a fun fact that we don't know about Dr. Ruth?
Oh, about Dr. Ruth. I thought about Israel. Well, Dr. Ruth, obviously, first, we all know that she's a sex expert. So
Right.
and just before we speak about Dr. Ruth, we're seeing here North Shore Hebrew Academy, very, very excited. Of course, waving the flags. They're from Great Neck, New York. Their banners celebrate the beautiful beaches of Israel where all can relax and enjoy fun in the sun.
And their giant motherboard is commemorating Israel as the motherland, honoring innovations in science, technology, research, medicine, and culture. You were saying about Dr. Ruth?
But before, there are 137 official beaches in Israel. I don't know if you've been, Robert. If not, I think it's time.
It's certainly on my list.
I definitely think you should be going there after your 7th parade.
Right.
And we're seeing Yeshiva Har Torah here. They are from the North Shore? No. Wearing red. I see they've made special shirts as well. Hello. Hello to all the students. They're very excited. As you can see, they're waving every time they get to the camera. So they are very, very happy to be here.
Yeshiva Har Torah from Little Neck, celebrating the heroes of the Jewish people and the state of Israel, highlighting great rabbis and leaders, innovative thinkers, scientists, authors, artists, and other distinguished heroes of the past and present. Again, Yeshiva Har Torah from Little Neck, New York.
Little Neck.
I always love, you're asking me what sticks out to me every single year, in addition to the generations, the colors. We just got.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Hello there.
Sorry,
we missed
people
it again.
People are
come
throwing
on.
stuff at us. There we go.
There
we love
we go.
Israel.
We just got this thrown at us, and Robert caught it very bravely, I may say.
After dropping 3 before that, but we
No
won't.
one saw.
No, that
we
was
love
off
Israel,
camera.
and it's also,
fortunately.
if anyone's feeling pressure, you know, this is a great relief. Here, you can try it.
All right. Am I stressing you out? That's why you need the.
Robert, you're just stressing me out. I can't handle this anymore.
I can't take it. Yes, we love Israel. That's the best message of the day. Absolutely. We'll keep that here in case either Michelle or I get stressed later on. I don't
Absolutely.
anticipate it.
I don't anticipate it, but it's always good to have. And when it looks like a heart, it just seems like a fun prop to have with you.
No. AJC, 100 strong, the American Jewish Committee, a leading global Jewish advocacy organization with unparalleled access to government officials, diplomats, and other world leaders. They
About
are
100 of them marching today.
working to advance Israel's well-being and strengthen the Jewish people. 70 years and counting. And yes, they say what we've been saying many times, Israel is Sababa.
Israel is still Sababa.
Right.
70 years later and still Sababa going strong. There they are, the AJC.
There's that generational thing I was talking about. Kids on shoulders trying to get a better view or walking along the avenue.
No, it's really amazing seeing the strollers, seeing old people. I actually met the other day Ted Comet, who's the founder of the parade, and he marches every day. He's about 88 years old. So it's really beautiful to see how all generations come together, and also how people of all the political spectrum.
I think you can speak to this too, not only what the parade means here, but also what it means in Israel. I mean, what does it mean there? Because clearly people are watching us on television here, but a lot of people we talk to on social media during this parade, and it really is such a great demonstration of unity all around the world.
It's true, and remember there's a 7-hour time difference, so people here are watching in Israel. It's the evening over there, and I remember covering the parade every year on I-24 News, and it's really a big deal. It's really amazing for Israelis to see the outpour of support we have from the Jewish community, and it wouldn't be without the Jewish community. So many of the amazing organizations and youth programs actually are subsidized by funds that come from North America, and New York, I would say, is definitely the leader in that, and the strongest and the most supportive of all the communities in the world. They're definitely the leader in creating different programs for Israel. So I think seeing this outpour of support from Israel is something that really strengthens also the bond between the U.S. and Israel, but also strengthens Israelis knowing that they have such a back here in North America.
I thought walking here from the west side was hard. Look at that. How did these guys stay upright? There you see those.
So we're seeing the signs both in Hebrew and in English. Israel bat 70, Israel is 70 years old. Sababa. You haven't said Sababa.
Sababa.
Enough. There you go.
I haven't said it. I don't think I'd said it for about 30 seconds. Hi guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
You have some fans out there?
Yes, this is the official shirt. I don't know if we've seen it already on the camera. It's really beautiful, the logo that they created for this year.
We were talking about it. The artwork within the 70. There are these little drawings that are really, really beautiful. So if you get a chance to look at some of the artwork connected to today's parade, if you're walking around town, check it out because it is beautiful. Baruch, what do you have?
I am here with Ken Gibbs, the president and CEO of Maimonides Medical Center, a major sponsor of this parade today. You having fun so far?
It's terrific. The energy is great.
Now, I'll tell you, I got to be a nurse for a day at Maimonides recently. I absolutely loved meeting everybody on your incredible team. Tell us a little bit more about Maimonides.
Well, we're the best kept secret in the city. We have an incredible program. We were founded as a Jewish hospital. We love celebrating here today, but we serve all communities in the city, and we have incredible clinical outcomes. New York State just recognized us for having one of the best heart programs in the city.
So when it comes to cardiac care, Maimonides really is making strides.
For the last number of years, we've been #1 in the state in interventional cardiology. In this last year, we were the only ones with better outcomes than anybody else in the state in both cardiac surgery and interventional cardiology. And the state just came up with new numbers with regard to heart attack. And we had the best outcomes in the state. And by the way, we treat more heart attacks than anybody else in the state.
Now, we have people watching around the world right now. What else do you want them to know about Maimonides and the involvement of Maimonides at this parade today?
Like I said, healthcare today, you have to treat a community and meet people for who they are. We're celebrating the great heritage here because when we serve our patients, we try and meet them for who they are. And this great city has an incredible Jewish community, but it has many communities. And in healthcare, we meet people at their vulnerable. They come together, and we provide incredible clinical care.
Well, thank you so much, Ken Gibbs, for making this all possible, and I'll send it back to you guys up in the booth.
Baruch, thank you. Israel's certainly at the forefront of so many medical innovations. For instance, heart tissue regeneration is possible in the U.S. thanks in large part to Israeli stem cell technology.
Absolutely.
Let's welcome the JCRC Long Island cluster marching up Fifth Avenue with representatives from Huntington and Jericho and Merrick and Plainview, and you get the idea, Stony Brook, Massapequa. All of our Long Island friends here, or many of them.
And together of them, there are also many marchers from Congregation Beth Or, Congregation Sons of Israel, Tiferet Israel, East Meadow JCRC, Huntington Jewish Center, Jericho Jewish Center, Merrick Belmore JCC, North Shore Jewish Center, many, many groups marching here together with the JCRC Long Island cluster, about 400 people.
And more colorful shirts with the number 70. Friendly reminder again, you can say hello to us on Twitter using the hashtag Together on 5th.
And please do say hello to us.
Yes. One of my barbers, actually, shout out to Laura, who is watching on Facebook. She Facebook messaged me and says she is watching right now. So Laura, hello to you, love to your family, and hope all is well. The representatives from Long Island continue there. You see the Shelter Rock Jewish Center, all part of this Long Island cluster. You see the Israel flag as well as the American flag, reminding us of the vital relationship between these two great nations.
That's a big flag and a little kid.
Man, he's waving that thing well.
He sure is. We're seeing
They're the
still
Massapequa
JCRC,
representatives
Long
we
Island.
mentioned.
Yes.
Still no sun, Michelle.
Still no sun and still no rain, and I'm happy to keep it this way.
Yes.
So when I met the founder of the parade, Ted Comet, he was saying
you
that
were
back
mentioning.
in 1964, people were telling him that it's impossible. It's impossible that a street will be closed down. Then it wasn't on Fifth Avenue, but even on any street in New York, they said, you're crazy. You think that they'll let you, parade and close down the street? And at that time, people weren't as comfortable, going out in support of Israel. So it's really amazing to see, the long development and how it's become such a big and outwardly public celebration.
Yeah, it has evolved into one of the great events every single year in this city. A day when everyone can come together and wave the flags proudly.
And eat hummus.
And eat, right, exactly, which I will do after the show. Baruch, does your diet allow you to eat any hummus?
I don't know that that's ketogenic. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. We tried to lower our carb intake. I don't know, chickpeas, carbs, we'll have to investigate. In the meantime, I'm here with Judy Kaftal, the co-chair of the parade, and her amazing 7-year-old grandson, Jacob. You having fun? You are. Well, how does it feel to be here with your family, with the next generation, the next generation?
It's nothing better. My father is my biggest fan. He's here. He's 93 years old. My husband, some of my kids, my grandchildren. So there's nothing better to celebrate it with that many generations.
Unbelievable. And you've been involved in this parade for many years. How has the event really evolved?
It's just getting bigger and better every year. Till I remember when it's 50 years ago. It was like a blink when it's the 50th anniversary of Israel. And I marched when I was a student at Ramaz. And now I'm thrilled to be here with my kids who are in day schools, whose schools are marching today.
And why are the parade and why is Israel so important to you personally?
It's just a place that we can call home. Everybody, when you go there, feels like family, from the people who clean your room to the people who sell flowers on the street to everyone you see any place. It's just wonderful.
And you put so much hard work into the parade every year. How does it feel to see thousands of people marching here on Fifth Avenue today?
It's just very gratifying, and we're raising money. I'm raising money every minute for the parade and starting for next year.
Is there anything particularly special this year?
No, I don't think so. The most special thing is that it's a safe and partly sunny day, and we're grateful for the change in forecast.
Well, we are grateful for you. Thank you so much for having us again here at the parade, and thank you, Jacob.
Jacob, shake hands.
Yes, good to see you. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Jacob. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you.
Brooke, thanks so much. And once again, happy belated birthday to Judy. She celebrated her birthday just a couple days ago. She's always one of the favorites here at the parade, and we'll be right back after this.
The 2018 Celebrate Israel Parade is proudly presented by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, uniting communities, in partnership with the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
New Yorkers have a way of getting things done. We get it. We're busy New Yorkers, too. So here's the spiel. At UJA, we make it easy to get involved with the causes you care about. So together we can impact more people in more places. From New York to Israel, we're the Jewish geography of good. 70 countries, millions of lives changed. And it starts with you. Come on, be a mensch.
The Celebrate Israel Parade TV broadcast is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. We care for you.
It seems like yesterday I could barely climb stairs, never mind traveling all over to find the right hip doctor. Then I learned that the best orthopedic care is right here in Brooklyn. The Maimonides Bone and Joint Center specializes in minimally invasive procedures with less pain and faster recovery. Whether hand or spinal surgery, knee or hip replacement, their surgeons get you back on track quickly. They restored my active life in record time.
Maimonides Medical Center, the best care right here.
Warm greetings to all of you from Jerusalem. You march today in New York because you love Israel. And Israel loves you back. 70 years after its founding, Israel is a beacon of democracy, of pluralism, of progress. Israeli technology is changing the world. It's helping people drink cleaner water, grow healthier crops, stop terror attacks, beat disease, have a better life. All of you can take pride in the miracle of modern Israel. Thank you to all our friends in New York and across America. Thank you for marching with Israel. And I can promise you this, Israel will never stop marching with you, marching forward to advance justice, peace, and prosperity. Thank you.
Welcome back, and a big thank you to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for that wonderful message. And we continue marching forward right now, coming up Fifth Avenue.
We see the State of Israel float, first of all, the group with Ninette Tayeb, who is a household name in Israel, one of the most well-known entertainers and musicians. You can't see her at the moment, but this is definitely the beginning of the State of Israel group. They're holding a big banner with the Israeli coat of arms featuring the menorah.
So we have not yet seen her come into view, is that right?
No,
see.
we
Oh,
have
there
not.
she is.
Oh, but there we see Siggy Flicker, one of the honorary grand marshals of this year. We know that Baruch will be having a word with her later today. Maybe he'll have to hop on the float.
Yeah.
With his exercise capabilities, I think that shouldn't be a problem.
We hear that he's not going to have to do that. She's going to come back later. I still might
It's a bit unfortunate. Yes, I'd like to see that.
I'd like to see him kind of parachute on there, maybe going 10 or 15 miles an hour. If anyone could do it, it's him.
Absolutely. Maybe start with a few push-ups,
Right.
and then the interview can proceed.
Baruch You have a very special guest right now.
I do, and by the way, that sounds like quite the challenge, but in the meantime, I'm here with Ambassador Dani Dayan, the Consul General to New York from Israel. Thanks for being here with us.
A pleasure to be here, a real pleasure.
As the most senior representative of the State of Israel to New York, why is today so special?
Because we are celebrating 70 years of Israel, the re-establishment of Israel. 70 is quite a symbolic number. And we really want to celebrate the miracle that is called Israel. Not the miracle, sorry, the string of miracles that is called Israel. Think about it, where we were in 1948 and where we are today. The gigantic leap that we made is simply incredible. And we want to celebrate, we want to share that celebration with the largest Jewish community and the largest pro-Israel community in the world outside Israel. I would say that if I don't count Jerusalem, New York is the capital of the world, so we want to share that celebration with New York.
I love that. And why is the bond between Israel and New York so special?
Well, for so many reasons. First of all, because the bond between Israel and the United States of America in general, that New York represents in this sense. The largest Jewish community in this country and the diaspora outside of Israel, a staunch pro-Israel community. So many reasons.
What does this parade today mean to everybody watching back home in Israel?
It's a source of pride, but it's also a source of, a demonstration. It encapsulates the alliance that we have both with the United States and with the world Jewry. When Prime Minister Netanyahu appointed me to this job, my first thought was that I'm going to represent the capital of the world, Jerusalem, to the city that for some reason believes that it's the capital of the world, New York. But it really is. Two so important, so symbolic cities brought together by this celebration. I'm not saying that the big event we are going to do this evening in Times Square, we'll do it every year. But once in a lifetime, you have to do it.
We will all look forward to the block party. Ambassador, thank you so much. And I'll send it back to you, Robert and Michelle.
Yeah, that's going to be something tonight in Times Square, and let's take a listen.
Ninette Tayeb, please. That was Ninette Tayeb. She actually won Israeli Idol more than a decade ago and rose to fame instantly.
Now we're looking at the Volunteers for Israel. Their mission is to connect Americans to Israel through volunteer service by partnering with the military to enable volunteers to walk side by side with Israelis. The best gift you can give Israel, they say, is yourself.
And Israel has also been a pioneer as far as helping and assisting in emergency medical services. We know Israel has one of the best field hospitals that's actually led by the IDF. Here we see the Israeli-American Council marching up Fifth Avenue.
The IAC, the largest Israeli-American organization in the United States.
There are about 100 people marching with them. Their mission is to build an engaged and united Israeli-American community that strengthens the Israeli and Jewish identity for next generations. Also, the IAC is the largest Israeli-American organization in the United States, and they are supposed to have with them Honorary Grand Marshal Liel Leibowitz.
Yeah, senior writer for Tablet Magazine. He also has his own podcast. It's called Unorthodox.
He does.
Let us now welcome into the parade
the FIDF, the Friends of the IDF. I think this might be probably the most well-known organization outside of Israel supporting the Israeli army. I myself was a soldier. Israel is the only country in the world that has mandatory conscription for females, and we're very proud of that. I was a liaison in the Foreign Relations Division. So FIDF, they do amazing things. They support soldiers, lone soldiers. They give relief. They make sure that everything is okay socially. They help people at home. It's really an amazing organization that's working around the clock to make sure that they can assist the soldiers who are helping protect the state.
They are headquartered here in New York City, but they have 15 regional offices all over the U.S. and Panama.
And it was established in 1981, actually by Holocaust survivors. So this is a really meaningful organization, and to have, you know, Holocaust survivors see Israel become and develop such military strength and have such a big army is, of course, very symbolic, and a lot that gives us a lot of reason to celebrate
And
today.
What was that like, that mandatory conscription? What was that like, sort of growing up, knowing that that was coming down the line?
It's funny because it's just so normal. It's you know, it's a rite of passage, and it's something that everyone looks forward to. Now we're seeing come up Fifth Avenue Zionists. It's a coalition of activists and allies who express their Zionist and progressive values through collective action. And we do have the mayor this year as well, Mayor Bill de Blasio, walking, waving.
You think Baruch's going to try to barge in there with his biceps and try to talk to the mayor?
He might try, but the security might already be on him because they saw his previous actions. Walking down with Ambassador Danny Dayan.
Mayor de Blasio, a staple of this parade. We see him every single year. He does not miss this parade.
So as you can imagine, there's high security with all these high-profile officials walking up Fifth Ave.
High security, of course, means that today getting around New York City is very difficult, especially if you're on the east side. Leave the car at home and take the subway, or better yet, even just walk. Because
anyone wanting to join us at this point, do not come with your car.
Yes. Either walk or
You
take
will never
the
make
subway
it.
or
Walking is probably the safest way to do it
right,
today.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Take a chopper to the west side. One year when I interviewed Mayor de Blasio, he had a nice blue tie on, and I complimented him on his color coordination.
We appreciate color coordination.
Yes.
Very loud music now.
And we hear that Baruch is going to try to, oh no, he's not going to make his way in there, I'm sorry.
But he really wanted to, and we respect that.
He wanted to, but he saw the 30-some-odd security guards around the mayor and
realized it's probably not a good idea.
Right. He wanted to live to see another day.
Absolutely. We're seeing so many different creative symbols and banners here. It's really terrific. All these schools have come together and, you know, try to create different posters that they can hold. We're seeing now Yeshiva of Flatbush Elementary. It's a middle and high school.
Brooklyn is in the house.
It absolutely is in the house. Maybe they did walk here. 800 of them, 800 students from the Joel Braverman High School, Middle Division and Elementary, and they're proud to be here today celebrating.
Their theme, Israel at 70, a story of miracles and success until eternity.
It really is a miracle story. Ambassador Danny Dayan mentioned that it's a story of many miracles, and it's true. I mean, it's the only country in the world that has more trees today than it did 50 years ago. And this is really something that's incredible to think that, wow, there's a lot of noise. I think that, hello. The students are very much excited to be passing here and yelling and screaming as they see the cameras.
Oh, I thought they were excited to see me. It was just the cameras?
I think it might be a combination now that you mention it.
You know, just to bring the point that you were making home, too, small country, huge impact, right? Israel about the size of New Jersey.
Yes.
To give you a sense that would make sense to our viewers. And
the sentence, you know, we made the desert bloom, it's true. There were There's so much barren land in Israel. Tel Aviv was one big sand dune, and when you visit, which I know you're planning very soon,
You're going to bring me. I know you don't. You didn't know that, but
oh, I knew it.
Okay.
Tickets waiting. You're going to be very excited to see one of the most modern cities out there, with a bubbling nightlife, with an amazing culinary scene, with great architecture, and all this in just 70 years. I mean, that's a lot to be proud of.
you were talking about agriculture, and we were reading this beforehand.
Yes.
Israel provides 5% of the world's flowers.
I know.
So
I was
an
actually
area
very surprised.
the size of New Jersey, providing 5% of the world's flowers.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, and I read that, what was the number? Something like 6 million or 60 million flowers were provided on the previous Mother's Day, which is
wow.
also amazing. We're coming now to America, China, which they have a coalition
Yes,
here, the America-China Public Affairs Institute. And this is amazing. This is one of the floats that amazes me the most. First of all, the Israel and China relations have really flourished in the past 30 years. We have here some pandas to represent this. These are very cute. They're actually very fluffy as well. Yes. So the panda is one of the symbols of China, and now we get to keep these bears. No, we don't.
Oh, I think we're keeping them.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know if they know that, but
Do
I
you
think
know?
we might.
Is this a gift? Is this a token of their appreciation?
They're actually handing these out all across the parade. The America-China Public Affairs Institute dedicated to advancing a mutually beneficial long-term relationship between the U.S. and the People's Republic of China. The giant panda, of course, considered a national treasure.
Absolutely.
And hence why they're being distributed today. There you see one in the shot there.
So if anyone's out in the crowd, try to get yourself a panda, because I definitely want to take this one home.
I see nothing wrong with it. Boy, almost done with a full hour of coverage here of this parade. That's flown by.
That has definitely flown by. We're still seeing the America-China Public Affairs Institute. I really think it's amazing to see the amount of support coming from China. The Israeli-Chinese relations actually only started 20-some years ago. From nothing, there today, I think China is the third biggest trading partner for Israel. And we're now seeing the Magen David Yeshiva.
Again, from Brooklyn, including students
Brooklyn
from
in the house.
elementary and middle school levels. This is the country's largest Syrian Sephardic yeshiva day school.
The elementary, middle school, and high school for Yeshivat Magen David. There are about 550 students marching. You can see they have matching hats so that no one gets lost. I don't think anyone will be getting lost today.
Yeah, no. Those shirts, Israel Strong with a... Oh, they have dumbbells. Hey, Baruch, you should grab one of those dumbbells.
Did somebody say dumbbells?
Yeah. Why don't you...
Oh,
you should
know
grab
what?
one of those and do a few curls.
I can't say I'm not tempted. I was doing push-ups off camera for a minute. Let's be honest.
Of course you
got to
were.
get that pre-parade pump on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You were eating those ketones beforehand, and that's why you have so much energy.
You got to stay nourished. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes, Robert
right.
Moses. You would know.
That's
you
right.
Would know.
From the looks of all these weights, it seems that their theme must be 70 and fit.
I know. And look at that giant American flag that they're carrying. We were mentioning Baruch. Now we see you. What's happening?
What's going on, guys? I'll tell you, I love this theme right here. 70 and fit, Israel strong, never been stronger. Right, guys? You having fun? Give me your best flex. Let's go. Yes, as you can see, we are all stronger than ever here today at this parade. Definitely enjoying ourselves. I'm going to go do some push-ups off camera. I'll send it back to you up there.
All right, Baruch, thanks very much. Boy, those are some fierce flexes they gave you.
There were, and they were doing that while dancing the hora.
We saw the giant American flag. Now we see the giant Israeli flag there. Again, Magen David Yeshiva from Brooklyn. That's a cool shot from overhead. What a great
really,
shot.
really cool shot. And that's a really big flag, probably the biggest I've seen.
We have such a great crew here on Fifth Avenue bringing us these great images of the day. They were here bright and early setting up. We thank them for their efforts.
We're seeing some Israeli folk dance. If we weren't here, we could join them. Maybe next time.
Yeah, that might be scary if I were to do that. You, I feel like, could pull that off. I don't.
So in Israel, during elementary school, I think everyone has these Israeli folk dances. It's called Likudei Am in Israel.
It's part of the curriculum?
It's part of the culture. It's part of the curriculum, definitely. And here is the large American flag passing right by us.
Awesome.
Still with the Magen David Yeshiva, I think. Hello.
Yeah, we said there were 550 strong. It's taken them about an hour and a half to walk past us. This is great. I don't remember seeing these giant flags like this in previous years. Maybe they've been here, but I don't ever remember seeing them quite like this.
And here we're seeing the pom-poms, music in Hebrew. Seems like everyone's very excited. And it says Yerushalayim, Jerusalem on that banner. We're seeing the group of girls walk by, everyone with their flags.
What do their shirts say? No, not those. The ones behind them. I'm trying to get a look at those.
That says Israel Strong.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. I was asking for that.
Here. Oh, that passed. I only saw the Shalom part. Seems like everyone knows the song.
Yeah.
The song and the coordinated moves.
I think they rehearsed it. Little
like the
dancing
choreography.
And dancing and tambourines to go along with the marching. Yes. That never hurt anyone. The parade started at 57th Street and marches all the way up to 74th. We're close to the end, right about 68th Street. So once it gets up to us, they already have about 14 blocks worth of marching under their belts.
So if they made it this far,
they're
going to get to the finish line.
I think they will make the finish line. Better have some comfy shoes to get you there. Oh, look at that. That's a great shot. People as far as the eye can see there. Let's welcome Barkai Yeshiva. Again, Michelle, Brooklyn's in the house.
Again, Brooklyn's in the house. They seem to be leading today.
An innovative, creative preschool through grade 8. This is a yeshiva for boys and girls in a student-centered learning environment, blending the best of Sephardic heritage in an immersive Hebrew language environment. Again, Barkai Yeshiva from Brooklyn. I bet they took the subway here.
They probably did. And you know, Brooklyn, I mean, there's such a big Jewish population in Brooklyn. There's a song in Hebrew by Ehud Banai, one of the big singers in Israel, who sings Brooklyn Shel Kodesh. Brooklyn is holy, and about the Jewish life and how Brooklyn kind of feels like Israel, which New York does too, I have to say.
Yep.
You know, sometimes it really feels a lot like home.
I tell you, and every time I go to Brooklyn, it's amazing the diversity that's there. You see people from everywhere in Brooklyn, and again, Bar Kai Yeshiva marching up 5th Avenue this afternoon. They have some energy.
Their shirts say Baba, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not really sure what that means. Oh, it says Sababa.
I was going to say.
I'm like, why does it say Baba? But no, that's part of the picture saying Sababa.
Well, we are just closing in on the 1 o'clock hour here in New York City. We have 2 more hours of coverage. There's Soul Farmer House Band. We will take a quick break and be right back after this.
The Celebrate Israel Parade TV broadcast is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. We care for you.
We follow our hearts. We tug at their strings. Sometimes they're in our throats, sometimes on our sleeves. Sometimes hearts are heavy, but they're better when they're light. And anything can be solved when one heart opens to another. Our hearts are in everything we do, which is why we've received the best ratings in New York State for heart care, right here in Brooklyn. Maimonides Medical Center, a proud affiliate of Northwell Health.
And welcome back. As the Israel Parade marches up 5th Avenue, we have entered our second hour of coverage. We're on the air until 3 o'clock.
With the America Sephardi Federation walking up.
Not everyone is walking, Michelle.
That's true, that's true. I don't think I could do that.
That would be tricky.
Wow.
If you're in the crowd or in the city or just watching us, we appreciate that. Say hello to us on social media. Hashtag together on 5th. Let's check the Twitter.
Let's check the Twitter, yes.
Anyone saying hello?
Yes, we do. We have David Matlow, who's watching from Toronto.
Oh,
hello
excellent.
to our Canadian friends.
Hi.
He writes, you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you, David. Coming up with the American Zionist float is Theo, the Herzl mascot, on loan from Toronto. We missed him, but this is a great photo. He was visiting with his friends in Times Square last night.
Also, Norm Gold is saying hello. He says, Michelle, you, Robert, and Baruch are doing an amazing job. Thank you very much, Norm. God bless you all, and God bless the state of Israel.
Well, thank you, thank you. Keep these messages coming, and we will be reading them because we have 2 more hours. So for the next 2 hours, you are free to write us. After that, we just won't be able to share it. But we will still appreciate, of course.
We need original Twitter content.
Yes. Send the original Twitter content our way.
There's the Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, marching up 5th Avenue.
Big supporter of Israel. He was here last year, was he not?
He is here every single year without fail. Senator Schumer does not miss this parade. And he always has his megaphone there to make sure that people hear what he has to say. He's never.
It's always good to carry a megaphone with you.
Exactly. He's never fearful about going into the crowd, shaking hands, giving high fives.
And it says in Hebrew now, עמותת העלה בתמר מצדיעה למדינת ישראל. The העלה בתמר Foundation is saluting Israel.
The Ezra Academy from Forest Hills. They're in Queens. They're joining the parade, celebrating the 70th anniversary of the State of Israel and the 50th anniversary of their academy.
And I hear them singing from the street of Enu Shalom Aleichem, which is, I guess, one of the most well-known Israeli songs. Hevenu Shalom, Shalom is peace. We bring peace upon you. They're singing this. I think while it's a song in Hebrew, it's very much international as far as world Jewry.
And there you see the 120 years. What's that math equation there? 70 plus 50 equals 120. What's that say next to the 120?
We just missed it, but here I am. Ad 120. It means up to 120, meaning when someone has a birthday, they say, Mazal Tov, happy birthday, hope you live till 120.
And there is the JCRC float, and
we see Chef Eyal Shani on the JCRC float. He is one of the most celebrated chefs in Israel. He recently opened the Miznon in Chelsea Market here in New York with amazing, incredible food.
You were saying that that place is not to be missed.
That is the place to be. I think it's his 4th Miznon. He has 3 in Israel, 1 in Vienna, I think 1 in Paris as well. He's really one of the leading figures in the culinary scene in Israel. He's been a judge on Israel's MasterChef for the past 6 seasons, and he's a really interesting character. If you haven't been to Miznon yet, I highly recommend it. His whole food philosophy it revolves around freshness and high quality and really simple food. And he's this year's honorary Grand Marshal. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to him later today. He's one of several Grand Marshals.
Chelsea Market has such an eclectic food selection inside, and Miznon just adds to that.
And it's become kind of a gathering of Israelis, I do have to say. They threw an opening party, which felt like a party in Tel Aviv. It was incredible. And after Netta Barzilai won the Eurovision, all Israelis from New York were sending each other messages to come and meet in Miznon at the Chelsea Market, and it too became a big celebration.
I was looking at the menu for Miznon and salivating in the process. It just looks so good. And have you been to that one?
I've been several times already to that one. It's incredible. They have the best pita in the city. I'm not kidding. It tastes just like in Israel.
All right. Well, I think you're going to have to take me there as well.
I think I'll have to. There's no choice. I will go happily every day for, well, maybe not breakfast, but lunch and dinner. Great hummus.
It's a deal.
Oh, I am hearing this year's song, 70 in Sababa.
And Baruch is with some very special guests, 2 of our Grand Marshals, Jonathan and Dina Leader. Baruch?
That's right, Jonathan and Dina Leader, the Grand Marshals of this incredible parade. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much. Such an honor.
What does Israel mean to you?
Let's start with John.
What does Israel mean to us? Well, we feel that Israel, as well as America, to be honest, are the 2 places where Jews are safe in the world. We wanted to celebrate the parade by being Grand Marshals because we believe in the unity of Jews all over the world. We are one.
What does it mean for you to be Grand Marshals today?
Oh my God, it is beyond an honor. I have to say, as someone who came from the former Soviet Union, from an oppressed communist country, to celebrate not only our freedom, but Judaism, to be able to wear a dress like this on Fifth Avenue, to march with everyone, I couldn't even express the feeling. The feeling is overwhelming.
And why is this parade so important, both for New Yorkers and for people in Israel?
That's a good question. So the parade, like every other Jewish gathering, every time Jews get together, it shows our solidarity, our love for one another, the concept of the Kehillah. It shows our strength and that we are all one and celebrate together.
Absolutely, I agree. The celebration in itself, why? I mean, Judaism altogether is to be celebrated. The whole thing, look at Fifth Avenue. It is overwhelming. It's overwhelming to see all these kids, the flags, the blue and white. I think we should celebrate life and celebrate our Judaism and our heritage every single day, but especially together today. My kids are here.
Well, thank you so much to the leaders. Congratulations on being the Grand Marshals. Have an amazing time. And thank you for inviting me into your fancy car. I'm liking this. All right, guys, I'm going to keep riding away. I'll send it back to you, all right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Baruch. I'm a little bit jealous now of Baruch. They're passing us right now. Wow, that is definitely style.
Baruch
Traveling
is,
in style.
He's just going to stay in there until about Connecticut, I think.
I think we've lost him.
I know. Oh, and
Dr. Ruth is right behind in this classy car behind. Hello, Dr. Ruth. Wow, so much energy.
She is going to join us later on. We mentioned this earlier. She turns 90 tomorrow. June 4th is her birthday. She doesn't look a day over, what, 40, 45?
And she has more energy than all of us put together.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So it's really such an honor to have her with us here today.
My favorite part about interviewing Dr. Ruth, whenever you ask her questions, she never takes her hand off of you. It's like you're like in a permanent embrace with Dr. Ruth.
I can't wait.
She's
seems like you have some experience.
Yes, Dr. Ruth and I chat every single year, so always a good time. There's the mitzvah clowns, yeah.
Which mitzvah, it means a good deed. It means also a commandment, but in this case, a good deed. They do amazing work. I mean, the whole idea of medical clowns to come and to help, make people laugh and make people smile, people that are in hospitals in very sad and difficult situations, they're able to give them some relief from whatever situation they're in, whether it's terminal illness or during an operation.
And their good deeds know no bounds. I mean, they look to brighten the spirits of senior citizens and young people and everyone in between. The city council speaker coming up there. There's Corey Johnson. You can see him going over to greet some people there. He's the fairly new city council speaker here in the city. He replaced Melissa Mark Viverito. And there's the Brooklyn Borough President, Eric Adams, who's also a former police officer, by the way. Eric Adams, longtime member of the NYPD, who is now the Brooklyn Borough President. Let's welcome the
Yeshivot of Lower Marion, Pennsylvania. So thank you for joining us all the way from Pennsylvania. It's always amazing to see how people come from out of state. It's the Kasky Torah Academy. They have their own shirts, own design shirts, followed by the Kohelet Yeshiva, Yeshivat Kohelet. They too have designed their own shirts in different colors. They're saying hello, 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 hello.
Hi.
All this excitement.
A sea of color here on Fifth.
Haaretz hazu, this country, ki ein be'ein ir'u. An eye for an eye. Like, why are they showing this today? And this is beautiful. We're seeing the young girls wearing these beautiful shirts with what looks like an eye, if I'm not mistaken, a design of an eye. It's saying an eye for an eye. So this is definitely part of their theme this year.
Looks like this is sort of a conglomeration of groups from northeastern Pennsylvania. Among them, the Jewish Federation of Northeastern PA, serving the Jewish communities of Scranton and the Poconos. They're a part of this parade for the 9th year.
Wow. So even more than you, Robert.
They have me beat.
Yeah, they beat you to it.
I love when we look toward the south like that and all you can see are people and banners and flags.
And colors and a lot of Hebrew, which is really nice and warming to see here in New York City.
Coming up next is the American Zionist movement with
Kosher Dills.
Kosher Dills. Am I saying that right?
You're
Kosher
saying it
Dills.
absolutely correctly, and there he is rapping away. Kosher Dills has become, I think, kind of a Haredi icon among the Haredi communities.
Yeah, stop, here we go again. Will I ever grow again? When it comes to everything you own again, all by myself, like, do I know my friends? I want to have something more than trust in you. People heard the rumors like it must.
Oh, and there we see the Herzl mascot.
I want to be uncomfortable, but if you know me, that's a bunch of bull. Actions speak louder than words. Defend my land from every coward at first. I'm always representing, no need to dodge a question. I am who I am. Period. End of the sentence. Oh, I'm dodging bullets left and right. Shake myself, turn wrong from right. Now I take my time and I take what's mine.
He's even been referred to as the Lady Gaga of the Haredi music. Yes, I know it's hard to grasp, hard to put those two images together, but yes.
You know, my parents were deliberating between naming me either Robert or Kosher Dills.
I think I may have made a mistake.
I know.
You could have been up there.
Oh, totally.
You're stuck here with me.
I could have been
and
the
it's all a matter of a name.
I could have been the Lady Gaga. Darn it.
Could have.
Oh, so
it's
close.
okay. You're still young.
There's still time.
Future. All your future's still ahead of you. So the AZM and the World Zionist Organization are celebrating 70 years since the founding of the State of Israel and the fulfillment of the dream of Herzl's modern Zionist movement, founded 120 years ago. And that's why we're seeing the Herzl mascot there, who apparently was on Times Square, according to one of our Twitter feeds.
Let's talk about that big block party in Times Square while we have a second. That's later on today, right?
Later on today, there is a very, very big party. It's organized by the Ministry of Culture and Sport, and apparently all of the screens in Times Square are going to be showing simultaneously a beautiful video about Israel.
Voices monotone and they tone louder. Feel the flame in the crowd from the gunpowder. And I only had enough power. I would still choose hollow tip, bug flower, gas shower, love.
Sorry, continue on. We had to let Kosher Dills do his thing.
Couldn't quite understand what he's singing about. It's hard to tell today with all this noise, but yes, Kosher Dills, that was him, a Haredi icon, although I hear that he's becoming popular amongst all kinds of Jewish communities.
And that party tonight in Times Square, you were saying that all of the billboards will be showing the
all of the screens
Israeli
and
flag.
billboards will, not the Israeli flag, but a special video that was created for this party, marking 70 years since the establishment of Israel. And that's unprecedented. I don't know when Times Square showed the same video on all its billboards before. And quite an expensive endeavor.
Now we see Young Judea and Hadassah, founded in 1909, the oldest Zionist youth movement in the U.S., and has proudly marched in each and every Celebrate Israel parade.
Absolutely. And I just found out that the founder of Hadassah, Henrietta Sold, Mother's Day in Israel is celebrated on her birthday.
Oh, wow.
She's contributed so much to Israel that I think this is really a nice way to pay tribute.
The Zionist Organization of America, who you see there, marching up Fifth Avenue. Thrilled to be here to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the founding of the State of Israel.
There are about 100 people marching with them, and they too are celebrating the amazing achievements within these 70 years.
Can you make out what their shirts say?
Well, I can give you a clue. It starts with Sa,
and it ends with Baba.
But it's interesting because everyone's, writing it differently. It takes a second.
I was just testing you. Bushwhackers from, that's my hometown, Princeton,
From
New Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to anyone at home.
Yeah.
Who would you like to say hello to?
Oh, everyone in Princeton, please. I moved there when I was about 2.5 years old, and it's one of the best towns I know. About 60 miles or so away from here. The Bushwhackers Drum and Bugle.
Apparently they have members who are 14 to 50 plus years old.
This is a parade that is a feast for the senses, both visually, orally, everything.
Couldn't agree more. And seeing it here, I don't know where to look.
I know.
There are too many places. I'm like, I don't want to miss anything. Here we're seeing Bnei Akiva coming forward. Also, specially designed shirts. I'm trying to see what it says. It's a little hard, probably Sababa.
Well, it looks like it has a 70 on there for one. I can see that. Bnei Akiva, 7 camps across North America with over 4,000 campers. And here's the city controller, Scott Stringer, making his way up Fifth Avenue, although I don't see Stringer himself in there. Perhaps he's greeting someone on the periphery, but no, there he is. I see him. There's Scott Stringer.
So the Bnei Akiva that just passed is the religious Zionist youth movement, and they have chapters in over 20 cities.
Politicians who come to this parade, their hands and arms get a good workout because they're doing plenty of waving.
They have to say hello to everyone and wave back.
Yep, have to say hello to the constituents here lining Fifth Avenue. It's also good to come equipped with a megaphone like that.
Not the first we're seeing, but definitely a good idea.
I know.
And I think we're seeing Birthright because I am seeing the Birthright logo on the backs being carried. And yes, Birthright on the shirts as well. This is the very beginning of the Birthright group here. Birthright has become one of the leading brands, I think, representing the Israeli experience around the world. They offer a beautiful gift, a free trip to Israel to Jewish youth around the world up until the age of 32.
Yes, and Annette, one of our producers who's outstanding, one of her kids is on Birthright right now. By
As
the way,
is my cousin.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, hope they have a great time. Hey, can I just say, we're hearing the strains of my favorite song.
Did it happen?
They're playing it.
No.
They're playing it.
How did you get that?
I don't know. I didn't even ask Soul Farm to do this song, but they're doing it.
I think you must have coordinated this
I
ahead
swear
of time.
I did. They're playing Walk With Me, my favorite song.
If this is not a miracle,
Hey.
if this is not the miracle of 2018, I don't know what is.
Ready? Whoa, whoa,
Take it, Robert.
You'll never walk alone. Who says I can't sing? Whoa, whoa, walk with me. You'll never walk alone.
Wow, Robert, I didn't know you had it in you. I'm really impressed right
Always
now.
filled with unexpected
with
surprises.
That was unexpected. Birthright float with Baruch Shemtov hopping on it. Baruch.
What's up, guys? I am here on the Birthright float. I'm with Izzy Tapui, the president and CEO of Birthright Israel Foundation, and Jonathan Lipnicki, the honorary grand marshal here at the parade. Thank you for having me on your float.
Oh, well, thanks for being here, and I'm excited to be here myself.
Well, let's talk about Birthright. Why is it so important for Birthright to be here at the parade today?
We have sent up to now about 650,000 young adults to Israel to a life-changing journey, and we do feel that we have to give back and be gave by joining this tremendous parade and giving our thanks to the State of Israel on its 17th birthday.
Now, how does Birthright really help young people forge a real relationship with the State of Israel?
Basically, we give them the tool to go to Israel, meet up there with the Israelis, learn what Israel is all about, walking in the steps of our forefathers, go to Masada, go to the Western Wall. They come back really committed. Today, we know from research that we do that 40% are more committed to Israel after they go on a Birthright trip than before.
Now, Jonathan, you were one of those lucky participants. You were actually the 600,000th participant. What did that mean to you?
Well, 600,000 is an amazing number. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment. And for me, it was such an emotional and spiritual journey. You know, Israel had always been this thing on paper, you know, that I read about when I was bar mitzvahed, that I studied about, you know, when I went to temple. But it was not real for me until I got there, and then I fell in love with it, and it was a life-changing experience.
When you say life-changing, how so?
I just feel like, honestly, I'll never be the same from the stuff I learned there to the lifelong friends I've made. I'm good friends with Izzy now. Izzy changed my life.
What could be better? What could be better?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's the coolest guy. But honestly, I think it's so important for young Jewish people to go on this trip because it makes it real. It makes it really real, and they understand what Israel really is and how beautiful it is and how beautiful the people are, the culture is, and I'm here to celebrate that.
And you've gone from visiting Israel to being on a float in the middle of this parade. How does this forge your relationship even deeper?
Well, I mean, this just brings me back to my trip being here, seeing this giant celebration. You know, it's heartwarming, and it's really just awesome to be here, surrounded by amazing people. You know, really excited, celebrating, and it's a beautiful day.
We'll have an amazing time, Jonathan. Thank you, Izzy, for everything you do.
Thanks very much.
Guys, we have a great view from here, so I'm going to keep riding along Fifth Avenue. See ya. Sending it back to you up there.
Oh, Baruch and his wheels.
Baruch is passing us. Oh, he's just having too much fun. You know, another thing that happens on Birthright is a lot of people meet their significant others. I think that was kind of meant. It's part of the agenda, but it definitely happens. And I, as a soldier, was able to join a Birthright. That's another thing that's incorporated in the week-long schedule. Soldiers join for a few days, and so they get to know another side of Israel and the Israeli youth, because soldiers are 18 to 21 years old. So that's probably one of the most enjoyable experiences as a soldier, to join a Birthright.
You know, a couple years ago at this very parade, I was talking to Kathy Lee Gifford about her experience and the first time she went to Israel and just how transformational that was for her. She said it changed her life. And we've heard that story echoed with Birthright as well.
I hear that a lot, and I will say that it does surprise me every time, because I'm Israeli, and to hear what kind of influence a trip like this has. I guess you have to go in order to know.
I'm going.
That's the only way. You had to be there.
Now we're seeing The Band's Visit, which is currently on Broadway, nominated for 11 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. And I believe the Tonys are next weekend. Is that right? I think they're next Sunday night, actually. So we'll see if The Band's Visit can take home at least one Tony
Hopefully.
win.
They're based on a very successful Israeli film of the same name from 2007, and the members of the band actually went to Yerucham for rehearsals. That's a city in Israel's south.
And we're also seeing the Ben Porat Yosef from Paramus, New Jersey.
Jersey in the house.
Jersey's in the house.
Jersey's starting to compete with Brooklyn.
Right? They have a student body of more than 500, and they are very strong here today. Also, you're seeing the Quaker City String Band
very colorful Quaker City string bag. I'm loving this.
Wow. Members are as young as 11 and as old as 80.
Well, apparently their unique style has won them 22 first prizes, and they have entertained audiences worldwide. I guess the person we're seeing at the front, the one dancing, is their captain, James Good, who is 6'4". So his striking presence has definitely been able to captivate audiences.
We need sunglasses just for those uniforms. They are bright and glittery.
They're singing To Life, they're playing To Life L'chaim from Fiddler on the Roof.
So glad you're with us here on My 9 as we continue our coverage of the Celebrate Israel parade.
Into our second hour, and we've seen so many amazing performances so far. We saw Ninette Tayeb, we saw Kosha Dills, which I saw you took a liking to.
I did.
And we're going to go to Baruch, who's with a very special guest.
That's right, guys. I'm here with Siggy Flicker, the honorary Grand Marshal of the parade. You having fun yet?
I'm having the best time of my life. Look at this!
Look at this! Look at this! Look at this!
Love you guys!
Now this is a celebration. This is a celebration. Am I right?
Why not? 70 years of the most unbelievable things came from that little country in the desert, smaller than the size of New Jersey.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Do you use Waze?
Of course.
I use Waze too.
From Israel.
From Israel, drip irrigation, technology, robotics. I could go on and on, but I know
Well, you came from Israel yourself. You were born in Israel.
I am the proof of a united Jerusalem, for I am the product born during the Six-Day War, 51 years ago this past Friday.
Unbelievable. So Israel really holds a very special place in your heart.
Well, Israel is my country, and I love it very much. And you always want to root for an underdog. Think about it. It's a tiny country surrounded by enemies, and still yet it finds the power to exist and also do good for the world. In every area, in hospitality and technology, everywhere, I urge people to please go to Israel and visit the country, because what you see on that false narrative on the news and that's my country's not being portrayed right. The Israelis are people of peace and passion and determination, and they're the most loving people ever, and they're drop dead gorgeous.
So what does it mean for you to be representing Israel today as an honorary Grand Marshal of the parade?
And I'm so honored, and it's like a dream come true. My parents are in the stage, and I just saw my dad and my mom, and I'm like, I love you, Abba and Ima. I love you so much. It's just a proud day for my family and for Israel.
Now, you've had such an incredible career. You've done so many things, and now you're really talking about the hashtag Know Your Worth.
Well, I talk about knowing your worth, because if you don't know your worth, you can't move from A to B. But not only knowing your worth, knowing your people's worth and knowing your country's worth. I urge people, I'm all about love. But when you come at me, or you come at my country, we have a right to defend ourselves. I have a right to defend myself. It's about standing up for the things that you believe in and you're passionate about, because sometimes silence is not golden. So if we all turn around and walk away, what are we really doing? We got to fight for the things in life that we believe in, for democracy, for peace, for, a woman's right to choose, for gay rights. There are so many things that I'm passionate about, and I'm going to lead in this world, and I'm going to be the person in this world that speaks up for the things that I'm passionate about.
Well, Siggy Flicker, thank you so much for sharing your passions with us today. Congratulations. And Robert and Michelle, I'll send it back up to you.
All right, Baruch, thanks so much. We have plenty more to get to. We are just getting started, really. A full hour and a half of coverage is still to come. The Celebrate Israel parade here on 5th Avenue. We will be back right after this.
The 2018 Celebrate Israel parade is proudly presented by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, uniting communities, in partnership with the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
New Yorkers have a way of getting things done. We get it. We're busy New Yorkers, too. So here's the spiel. At UJA, we make it easy to get involved with the causes you care about. So together we can impact more people in more places. From New York to Israel, we're the Jewish geography of good. 70 countries. millions of lives changed. And it starts with you. Come on, be a mensch.
The Celebrate Israel Parade TV broadcast is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. We care for you.
It seems like yesterday I could barely climb stairs, never mind traveling all over to find the right hip doctor. Then I learned that the best orthopedic care is right here in Brooklyn. The Maimonides Bone and Joint Center specializes in minimally invasive procedures with less pain and faster recovery. Whether hand or spinal surgery, knee or hip replacement, their surgeons get you back on track quickly. They restored my active life in record time.
Maimonides Medical Center. The best care right here.
And let's welcome you back to the Celebrate Israel Parade here on 5th Avenue as we watch the Jewish Foundation School of Staten Island.
Yes, the first representative, if I'm not mistaken, that we've seen today from that borough. The theme, Israel at 70, still putting its stamp on the future. And Michelle, speaking of stamps, do you know that the glue on Israeli stamps is kosher?
I did know that it's kosher. I wonder if it's still going to be kosher when we will no longer have to lick the glue. I guess that's part of the reason.
Yes, yes. 400 strong is the Jewish Foundation of Staten Island. We're talking about students in preschool through grade 8. For the past 70 years, Israel has led the world in all phases of technological advances, and the school is celebrating that
today. We hear the yells and the excitement shouts as they walk by. They too have a really big flag carried with them. They made a special banner, Israel 70, very colorful. And in the background this whole time, we can of course hear Soul Farm, our house band.
They're awesome. Sometimes when I need a little pick-me-up at work, I just throw them on YouTube, and all better. They're great.
Would you like to sing with me?
You unfortunately, you heard the extent of my singing prowess, at least as it relates to Soul Farm earlier. You can sing Walk With Me all day long if you'd like, but
if you did Walk With Me, you can do Bob Marley's.
Right. Oh, yeah, right. Bob Marley, too.
All right.
Next is the National Yiddish Theater,
which I think is incredible because this is a language that was spoken by all Eastern European Jews, and it never really had a specific geographic place, and it lives on. They're of course producing Fiddler on the Roof in Yiddish this year, along with Joel Gray, and he's with Baruch right now.
That's right, I'm here with Joel Gray, the legendary Joel Gray. Now, what does this parade mean to you? You're in the middle of this incredible extravaganza this morning.
Well, I love supporting the state of Israel. It's a great nation. You know, and there are all kinds of complexities to it, but we have them here too. But I do believe in that state deeply.
Why is Israel so important to you personally?
Well, as a Jew, I feel it is important for the entire Jewish population all over the world that they have a place and a state. And I wish things were more peaceable and generous over there, but I love it, and I'm very proud to be Jewish.
Well, thank you, Joel Gray, and we can't wait to see your new production of Fiddler coming to the Volksbühne Theater.
I look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you. Thank you.
Baruch, thanks so much. And Joel Gray, an Academy Award winner, a Tony Award winner, and we mentioned that production. It will be at the Museum of Jewish Heritage beginning on July 4th and lasting until August 26th. So you'll want to check that out, the Yiddish production of Fiddler on the Roof.
Absolutely. It's amazing to see that there's still demand for Yiddish today, and it almost seems like there's a revival or a definite attempt to revive this language, as there are courses offered in universities in Yiddish. In Israel, of course.
And there you see Joel waving to the crowd. See him wearing a coat and scarf today. You actually kind of need it today.
Well, definitely if you're in a car and not walking,
That's
you
true.
would need it. If you're walking and yelling and
That's true. We
celebrating and jumping, I think you're okay.
Yeah, haven't managed to make it out of the 60s today, but it's okay by us. Soul Farm's still rocking out to Bob Marley back there.
Is that a cue?
Yeah, maybe. Together and
feel alright.
There you go.
And here walking up Fifth Ave, we have the Council of Jewish Emigre Community Organizations, known as COJECO, with 800 marchers today. Unbelievable. They're marching in partnership with the American Forum for Russian-Speaking Jews. And COJECO proudly salutes Israel on its 70th anniversary.
And some of the members of COJECO with them today are the Caucasian Jewish Congregation, Holocaust survivors from the former Soviet Union, the Jewish community of Starrett City, the Bukharian Jewish Congress, the Association of East European Jewry, and the New York Association of Jews from the former Soviet Union. So we see these big groups, and then within the group, several smaller organizations.
Sure, this one big cluster is actually of different identities, but all under the umbrella of the Russian Jewish community here in the United States. And there's a really big Russian Jewish community in Israel. In fact, today they make up 15% of the population.
Wow.
Because after the fall of the Soviet Union in the early 90s, there started to be a mass migration of Jews from the former USSR. And in about a decade, 1 million Russian Jews made Aliyah and migrated to Israel. And they contributed a lot to the Israeli community and society, bringing their culture. So it's amazing to see members of this community marching here today.
Take this opportunity to remind you that if you'd like to say hello to us, please do so using the hashtag #TogetherOnFifth. We will read some of your comments. And anyone saying hello over there, Michelle?
Yes, we are. People are commenting on the eye. And yes, it's very important to note that the eye is to ward off evil wards. So this is great, and thank you so much for this clarification and emphasis.
Yes, we saw those T-shirts with the eyes on them earlier. And Baruch is down on Fifth Avenue with yet another guest. Baruch, are we paying you overtime today? You're very busy.
You better be. You can pay me in snacks, okay? From you, I'm willing to do it. I'm here with Eric Goldstein, the CEO of UJA. Are you having fun yet?
I'm having great fun. It doesn't get better than this.
Why is this parade so important to UJA?
Look, this is the largest Jewish community in North America. We have to come out and show our support for Israel. We can never take this for granted. And the ability to go down the greatest street in the world, greatest city in the world, or at least outside of Israel, on a day like this really doesn't get better. And we should not ever, ever take it for granted.
Why is it so special to have this parade march down Fifth Avenue in our city?
Look, it's not so long ago that there was no modern state of Israel. And having an Israel that we've supported from its very beginning 70 years ago, UJA Federation, to be able to be here year in, year out and celebrate with the broader Jewish community is, again, something we can't take for granted and something we should celebrate each and every year.
How does UJA help Israel every day?
Well, we are there in tons of ways, you know, caring for the most vulnerable, kids at risk, elderly, Holocaust survivors, making sure that Israel remains vibrant, strong, forever.
Well, Eric Goldstein, thank you so much. Thanks to you and to UJA, and have a great time.
Continue doing this for a lot of years yourself.
You hear that? I hope the bosses are listening. I'll send it back to you, Robert and Michelle.
Baruch, thanks very much, and also thanks to Eric Goldstein from UJA Federation, one of the stalwarts of this parade every single year as we continue seeing
the members of COGECO, of the Council of Jewish Immigrant Community Organizations. I think we just saw the Bukharian group.
Yep.
We're seeing beautiful traditional outfits. I'm sure that is handmade embroidery. And now we're coming to RUSA Radio. It's the Russian-American radio, 1051.1 FM. It's HD2, and it proudly stands with Israel today. This is their beautiful float. It's the radio of the Russian-speaking community of New York. And of course, they salute and support Israel and march here every year. Hello, hello.
105.1 FM, HD2. Rage is coming up next. Let me explain.
Please do.
The Russian-American Jewish experience. Rage's goal is to spark Jewish life and to ensure there is a Jewish future for the next generation. Trips to Europe and Israel. Rage is paving the way for the leaders.
True, and they build communities that embrace Russian-speaking Jews from all walks of life.
Wow, look at these costumes.
And here we have the ensemble Barinya. It's a colorful Russian music and dance ensemble established in 1991 in New York City. Absolutely beautiful.
The premier Russian folk ensemble outside of Russia. Wow.
They present Russian, Cossack, Ukrainian, Jewish, and Gypsy Roma traditional dancing.
Eat, sleep, rage. I like that.
I think that was the most lively party float so far. That was like a trance.
Right. I know.
Everyone was jumping up and down. That party will be continuing later on in Times Square.
I would imagine. Eat, sleep, rage, repeat.
And here, this is very, very special. We're seeing 3 ambulances of the American Friends of Magen David Adom, known as MADA, which is Israel's Ambulance, Blood Services, and Disasters Relief Organization. And these 3 ambulances that we see here, what's so special is that after this parade, they are being donated and flown over to Israel to join MADA and its services.
Those shiny new ambulances will be put to good use, serving Israel's 8.8 million people, and they've done so, as you said, admirably for the last 70 years.
MADA is the first response, the first medical response to reach any scene, whether it's an accident or, God forbid, a security threat or anything that might happen. MADA comes and they save lives on the spot. They have ambulances, but they also have motorbikes, and the paramedics with MADA have saved numerous lives, because a lot of time, it's that critical moment between, the event and what happens in the hospital. So 3 new ambulances to MADA. This is really terrific.
Now you're hearing the strains of the Connecticut Hurricanes Drum and Bugle Corps. They're based in Seymour, Connecticut. The band prides itself on being one of the most cutting-edge entertainment groups and the only world-class all-age drum corps in New England. They have won every major championship title in all-age drum corps, including 3 DCA World Championship titles. So let's listen to this award-winning group. How about that? The Connecticut Hurricanes Drum and Bugle Corps.
And we have Nature Israel and SPNI, which is the Society for the Protection of Nature in Israel. And it's the oldest, leading, and largest environmental nonprofit organization in the country.
Michelle, you mentioned this earlier, but this is amazing as we talk about nature in Israel, that there are more trees today than there were 50 years ago. That's just incredible.
And another amazing fact is that Israel has one of the highest concentrations of bird traffic in the world, 500 million migrating birds across Israel every year.
Let's welcome the Brandeis School from Lawrence, Nassau County, Long Island, a vibrant Jewish community day school. Brandeis School wanted to make sure this party had everything it needed to make Israel's 70th.
Sababa!
There you go. How did you know? Man.
I just guessed it.
We are just catching on so quickly here.
So their banners and props are showing cakes and balloons and presents, and they have music to get the crowd dancing, which I am all for that. Happy birthday, Israel.
It is. It really is a great birthday celebration this year, a milestone birthday. And as we continue our march up 5th Avenue, we are getting ready for our 3rd hour. Soul Farm will play us out. We'll be right back.
There's a country boy named Johnny B. Good who never ever
The 2018 Celebrate Israel Parade is proudly presented by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, uniting communities, in partnership with the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Hello, this is Gordon Robertson, CEO of the Christian Broadcasting Network. CBN is happy to be a sponsor of Celebrate Israel Parade 70 and Sababa right here in New York. We love and support Israel and are excited to tell the world what Israel is doing around the globe through their humanitarian work. We're shining a light on this seldom told story in our new documentary, To Life, how Israeli volunteers are changing the world. To Life tells the amazing story of 5 Israeli organizations dedicated to helping victims of disaster, war, hunger, disease, and poverty. It shows how Israel is fulfilling ancient prophecy and becoming a light to the nations. I invite you to watch this powerful film and share it with people you know. You can see To Life by going to youtube.com/CBN online or visiting tolifethemovie.com. God bless Israel and enjoy the parade.
The Celebrate Israel Parade TV broadcast is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. We care for you.
We follow our hearts. We tug at their strings. Sometimes they're in our throats, sometimes on our sleeves. Sometimes hearts are heavy, but they're better when they're light. And anything can be solved when one heart opens to another. Our hearts are in everything we do, which is why we've received the best ratings in New York State for heart care, right here in Brooklyn. Maimonides Medical Center, a proud affiliate of Northwell Health.
And welcome back. You are watching the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County in Uniondale.
With 900 marchers.
Is that all?
So they're also proudly celebrating the State of Israel's 70th anniversary, and they're also honoring Jerusalem and the Jewish people all across the world. Representing the Hebrew Academy are students from 4 different campuses: the Samuel Elizabeth Bass Golding Elementary School, the Plainview Elementary School, the Moses Hornstein Educational Center Middle School, and the Brookdale High School.
And you might notice those shirts, they have a compass with Israel as the dial on a Star of David. So a lot of the T-shirts we've seen today have just been
Sababa.
Sababa, absolutely. I was going to say creative, but I should have said Sababa.
You're getting into it. You'll get the hang of it soon enough.
You'd think I'd get it by the 3rd hour. I probably will.
One trip to Israel and it's solved for life.
Absolutely. You're going to be very busy. Not only are you taking me to Israel, but you're taking me to Miznon.
Miznon to Israel. We'll have to visit the Miznons in Israel as well.
You're going to have to take some vacation. Again, the tail end of the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County making its way past our position here.
It's a holiday today.
It's a holiday today indeed. All of the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County agree that all of Israel is Sababa, north, south, east, and west, with banners showcasing these directions.
There's that banner you mentioned coming up behind them. Beautiful.
Israel really is a beautiful country. And what's amazing, I think, is that you can drive from north to south in about 7 hours, depending how fast you drive. And in the north, we have greenery and mountains. And in the south, we have the desert. We have the Dead Sea, which is the lowest point on Earth. And there's such a concentration of salt that you can float in the Dead Sea, which is an amazing experience that all Birthright students definitely get to experience. The Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee, is apparently the lowest freshwater body of freshwater in the world. So some really, really interesting places, all in a very, very small radius the size of New Jersey. And it really is a beautiful country.
Yeah, I've heard the topography is just amazing, from the variety of everything that you can see from north to south and east to west.
From the Red Sea to the Dead Sea to the Sea of Galilee to the Mediterranean Sea. A lot to see in a little time, definitely for Birthright students.
We're approaching the 2 p.m. hour here in New York City. We're so glad you're with us on My 9, and perhaps some of you are also watching at celebrateisraelny.org. That's a plug because you can stream it right there, and we hope you're doing that. We're really happy you're with us for this anniversary celebration.
This 54th parade, which for me it's my first, for Robert it's his 7th, and for some of you it's your 54th as well, which is amazing. There are people here who have celebrated and marched every year since the first parade here in New York City on 5th Avenue. And coming up, we see the UJA float and their partner organizations with about 150 marchers today. Hello, UJA loves Israel.
And you'll recall that earlier Baruch spoke with Eric Goldstein from UJA. So we thank Eric and the whole of UJA for their participation, their leadership again in this parade.
And their year-long support of Israel. I
Absolutely.
mean, they've really spearheaded some of the most important programs Israel has. So the UJA has really made an impact on the state of Israel, and a lot of Israel's advances are thanks to UJN organizations like the UJA based here in North America and specifically New York.
And there you see Eric on the float there. He has a beach ball. Now, I wasn't able to catch some of the other stuff that was thrown at me earlier. I think I could probably catch that beach ball if he
I think you
tossed it
stand
my
a
way.
good chance.
Yeah.
Maybe the beach ball symbolizes the many beaches of Israel.
It could. That would be very appropriate. And also there's sorry to interrupt, Michelle, there's a DJ on that float as well.
Exactly what I was going to say. Great
I'm
minds.
sorry, I took your thunder. There he is.
DJ Omri Engel, let's listen up. This is the song that won the Eurovision. Netta Barzilai's Toy. Enjoy it.
DJ Omri Engel rocking out here up Fifth Avenue. How many people can say that they've DJ'd on a float going the wrong direction on Fifth Avenue? Not many.
Maybe 30, the floats that are here today.
Right? All right, here's the Upper West Side Coalition joining the parade. Marching proudly up Fifth Avenue.
And they include the following synagogues and schools from Manhattan's Upper West Side. Anshe Chesed, Bnei Yerushum, the Marlon Meyerson JCC Manhattan, Congregation Rodef Shalom. Rodef Shalom, Shalom meaning peace. Solomon Schechter School of Manhattan, the Shlichut program, and many more. And look at that sweet baby. I don't think he'll be remembering the 54th parade, but we will have footage to prove that he was here, unlike some of our colleagues.
Baruch claims that he has been a part of this parade for years, perhaps decades, but he has been unable to supply any photographic proof of that.
Yes, and that is very fishy, especially in today's day and age.
And look who's here.
Wow, look who is joining
A
us.
very special guest is approaching our position up here.
But we will not reveal
No, we're not going
who
to
it
reveal
is.
it yet.
No, because it's a big surprise, and I don't like ruining surprises.
No.
No, we wouldn't do that.
We will say that we have mentioned this guest a couple times throughout the broadcast, but we'll reveal that momentarily.
And we see the United Congregation for Israel, Keilot Meuchadot Leman Israel, with a big banner, and UJA Loves Israel shirts, and even someone decided to color coordinate his hair. Did you see that?
Yes. Hey, everything has to be color coordinated
Everything
today, right?
must be blue and white.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised he's the first.
I know. There's the Solomon Schechter School of Manhattan, part of that Upper West Side Coalition, marching up the avenue here.
And Congregation Habonim Keilat Habunim, they have representation here as well. So all these different groups and communities coming from the Upper West Side of Manhattan, which we know has a very big Jewish presence.
Very vibrant, yes.
Yes.
Great neighborhood here in the city, too. It's got a... All right, Hillel International.
Hillel.
Yes.
Yes.
400
It's the
strong.
world's largest Jewish student organization. It builds connections with emerging adults at more than 550 colleges and universities and inspires them to direct their own.
Today, Hillel students from all across the U.S. are proud to be representing the future of the Jewish people. And that is really a good point. I mean, all the young people we see here, they are the future of the state of Israel, right?
They're the future of the state of Israel, and they're the future leading people who will be supporting Israel in different high-ranking positions in the Jewish community, maybe in politics. So yes, this is indeed the future. And Hillel is a very, very active organization and a very important voice throughout campuses worldwide. Campuses are a very important place to have, you know, a home and a place to connect to for the Jewish body.
I'm still marveling at these people on stilts. The high riders.
One of the highlights of the parade, I have to say, are the high riders that we're seeing right now. Jewish motorcyclists, and this is a really cool bunch.
And perhaps we should listen to them as they rumble their way up Fifth Avenue and honk their way.
Let's hear some rumbling. Really cool bunch.
Yeah. For nearly 20 years, these Jewish motorcyclists have dedicated their service to the Jewish community and are proud to support the state of Israel.
And of course, while riding safely.
Yes.
Having a lot of fun, but always riding safely and with their helmets.
There's some of that rumbling. We're going to let these big engines roll their way by, and then we'll introduce our special guest. So,
Get out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Take the world and I love it, please. Fire all of your guns.
I don't know if you can hear, but Soul Farm is singing Born to be Wild.
I like smoking lightning.
It's kind of an appropriate choice as the motorcyclists rumble behind.
Racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Yeah, darling, gonna make it happen. Take the world and I love it, praise. Fire all of your guns, one bitch, and load in the face. Like a true nature child, I was born to be wild. We've been flying so high, I never wanna die. Born to be wild.
Now that the motorcyclists are a safe distance away, kind of.
They're definitely making their presence known here on Fifth Avenue, rumbling.
As I said, now that the motorcyclists are a safe distance away, we'd like to introduce our special guest, Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Incredible, Dr. Ruth.
Hi.
Guess what? Bravo to you that you are here again. But you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to be 90.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Guess
birthday.
what? 70 years ago, exactly on my birthday, on June 4th, I was a member of the Haganah, and I was very badly wounded on both legs. That's not why I'm short. I would have been short anyway. Now, I don't miss the Israel Day Parade, and I don't miss the two of you ever. However, next year, I want to be on a motorcycle. I'll wear a helmet.
It's done.
Only if you can wear a helmet.
I will wear a helmet.
We'll let the Chai riders know. We'll
Yes.
let them know, but maybe you'll have to join them for a few practices beforehand.
I
You
will
know,
do
just
that.
to be sure.
I will do that, but I just came back from Israel. I go every year, and I want you to know that Israel right now is watching the two of you and me. They are watching television.
So what would you like to say to the people watching us in Israel?
I want to say shalom. Say shalom.
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 And say, look at that, all of those, look at all of the degalim. Degalim means flags. And this, I just was in a very fancy old car.
I saw that you were in the
Did you see
convertible.
that?
I saw you look beautiful in that.
I was standing up for an hour. It's a wonderful way of telling us, everybody, that Am Israel Chai, Israel lives, and that we have to be vigilant and stand up with them.
And-
That's what the two of you are doing every year.
Well,
Absolutely. And,
Bravo.
and Dr. Ruth, we really, a lot of mazal tov, amon mazal tov for your birthday and for
Tomorrow
being
I
here.
only have about 325 people. I'm disappointed. I thought 1,000 people would come, but 325 is nice, and it's a fundraiser for the Museum of Jewish Heritage,
A
a living
fundraiser.
memorial to the Holocaust. And I said no gifts for me, but money
Only
for the museum.
fundraising. And as we speak to you, Dr. Ruth, we're seeing the Maimonides bus,
Yes.
pass by celebrating. The Maimonides Medical Center is one of the biggest sponsors of the parade, which, how many years have you been participating in this parade?
Older than you are. Now I have to tell you something funny. Last year, on this day, I was in Israel. So I had
missed
to
you last year.
I had to let you people know, and the organizers of the Israeli Day Parade, I did not die. I'm just in Israel.
They felt something was missing, though.
I know that.
Yes.
So I
You
said,
can't do this to us, Dr.
No,
Ruth.
I'll be here next year.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay, now I feel
Hey,
okay.
Dr. Ruth will be here for the next 90 years. Let's not kid ourselves, okay?
Absolutely.
And did you hear that out there? You're going to be on a motorcycle next
Next year.
Next year.
Motorcycle, and then I'll go again on a car up and down.
You like the car experience.
I want to tell you something important. Thank you for the police. I tell every police thank you, particularly this year, and they have watched us every year, and we say thank you. We say it in Hebrew. 1, 2, 3. Toda rabah.
Toda rabah.
Toda rabah.
Toda rabah.
Nice.
Did I pass?
Robert, you get an A+ for
Oh,
that.
thank goodness.
A+. And Dr. how do you feel seeing Israel celebrate its 70th anniversary?
Now, I was in Israel before you or your parents were born. I was there on that day, and I heard Ben Gurion talk. And I was on a truck in Jerusalem dancing the whole night. I did not sleep.
And Dr. Ruth, I just want to interrupt you for 1 second because we're seeing the second bus, the Maimonides bus with the Celebrate Israel Parade logo on the side there, and that.
And a mascot I see on top.
Yep.
So hopefully, Dr. Ruth, we can dance all night and kind of recreate that moment that you talk about.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow for my birthday with 325 people. And I do hope that a lot of money comes for the museum. And then another time, I do want to sponsor the Israel Day Parade because you people are doing a fabulous job.
And they're still celebrating, Dr. Ruth, up there on top of the Maimonides bus. The staff and friends of Maimonides Medical Center
with Honorary Grand Marshal Lipa Schmelzer.
And Dr. Ruth, how the heck are you 90 and still looking as good as you look? What's your secret? Can you share?
Yeah, I'll tell you the secret.
All right, I won't tell anyone.
The secret is not to retire. The secret is to work. I'm teaching at Columbia Teachers College. I started a brand new course at Hunter with Steve Lassonde, a friend of mine from Yale, and always to do something new. I tell people don't retire, rewire. And I'm very fortunate. I'm healthy. I can get up and dance, and that's what I'll do for my birthday.
Well, we wish you the happiest of
birthdays.
90th birthdays.
And it's an honor to have you here every year.
We make a date for next year.
Love you.
It's a date.
Love you, Dr. Ruth.
Thank you. I like to hear that. Say that again.
I love you.
I like that.
I don't think it'll have the same effect from me, but I love you too.
I like that too.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruth, for being here with us.
And as we say goodbye to Dr. Ruth, Cadets 2 is marching up the avenue from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Dr. Ruth, she's the best.
She really is the best. And it's amazing to see her celebrating her 90th day, or one day before. I thought maybe we'd be able to get an invite, but, maybe next time.
I know. I saw how you tried to sneak that one in. You tried to weasel our way in there, but who knows? Maybe we still can. Cadets 2 here, marching up the avenue, as we mentioned, a regionally performing drum and bugle corps of 130 young men and women. Let's listen. And having heard from Cadets 2, as they drum and march and toot their way up the avenue, we'll step aside for a brief moment and we'll be right back.
The Celebrate Israel Parade TV broadcast is sponsored by Maimonides Medical Center. We care for you.
It seems like yesterday I could barely climb stairs, never mind traveling all over to find the right hip doctor. Then I learned that the best orthopedic care is right here in Brooklyn. The Maimonides Bone and Joint Center specializes in minimally invasive procedures with less pain and faster recovery. Whether hand or spinal surgery, knee or hip replacement, their surgeons get you back on track quickly. They restored my active life in record time.
Maimonides Medical Center, the best care right here.
And welcome back to the Celebrate Israel Parade here on 5th Avenue. We can see the Westchester Celebrates Israel banner coming up. This is, of course, the Westchester Jewish Council. They have 200 people marching here today, and the synagogues and organizations of the Westchester Jewish Council proudly celebrate Israel at 70 and Sababa.
I'm still recovering from Dr. Ruth.
I can completely understand.
She has more energy than I think this whole parade combined.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the secret is, but there's a secret in there, I'm telling you, to have so much energy at 90 years old and to keep going. But I think she does have a point, saying that you have to keep the mind going and reinvent yourself and never stop working.
Don't retire, rewire, as she put it. That's so appropriate. You see that? I mean, people who continue working into their 80s and 90s, they just stay young.
Absolutely.
Here's the Solomon Schechter School of Westchester. It's kind of cool with the Star of David and the 70 all mixed up together. Solomon Schechter School from Hartsdale and White Plains, marching today with students and families from both of its campuses.
And they're particularly proud of its 8th and 12th graders who recently returned from visiting Israel to experience together the land, the people, and the state of Israel firsthand. I'm sure it was the first time for many of these students.
Certainly they'll never forget that experience.
They will not. marchers walking by. We're seeing more strollers here.
Yep. This is sort of a large contingent of folks from Westchester County here, as you can see.
Hello, hello from the Westchester Day School. 200 marchers. They're the modern Orthodox yeshiva for students from 2 years old through 8th grade, and they're inspiring to be lifelong learners who positively impacted the world.
And as these folks walk by, we'd like to thank our friend Kosher Guru and Kosher in Midtown, kosher food court with all your favorite foods in one place. I'd like to thank them for providing the kosher meals here today. Kosher meals, I could use one of those.
Yes. Like, where are the kosher meals that you mentioned?
Just thought about what I was saying. Kosher meals.
And I feel like you have to mention kosher dills.
Yeah, right.
Although it's not food related, but
Yeah.
hey.
Do you think Kosher Dills pickled his way up the avenue today?
And I'm seeing a banner coming up saying Yom Huledet Sameach, happy birthday to Israel. And to Dr. Ruth.
Yep.
There it is, Yom Huledet Sameach.
Such great artwork, wow. More of the Westchester contingent here, the Westchester Hebrew High School there marching up. We haven't heard from the third member of our team for a couple seconds, so let's change all that. Here's Baruch Shemtov down on 5th Avenue with some special guests. Hi, Baruch.
What's up, guys? I'm here with John McGann, the Chief Administrative Officer of Bank Leumi, and Alana Ruske-Kidd, the founder and head of school of the Shefa School.
Hi, how are you?
It's nice to see you both again.
Great to be back again, thanks.
So what's the connection between Bank Leumi and the Shefa School?
Let's kick off with that.
Well, we feel really lucky since the beginning of our inception 4 years ago. Bank Leumi and Shefa have had the opportunity to work together in lots of ways, and one of the highlights for us is that we get to be with them at this special day on their float, which you'll see in a few minutes.
And what makes the Shefa School so unique?
The Shefa School is a school for kids with learning disabilities. Our kids come from all over the metro New York area. They come from all kinds of religious denominations, but what we love about being here today is that we all support Israel, and despite all the complexity, this is a moment when we can all come together, like all the other schools, like the synagogues, like the JCCs, and support this day.
And why is it so important for your bank to be a part of this parade and do it with the Shefa School?
Well, as part of the parade, Leumi has been here about 40 years in the parade. With the Shefa School, our values and their values are very much aligned. Look at the group behind us. How could you not want to be involved?
It's all about the celebration.
It's all about 70 years and many, many more.
And Bank Leumi was in Israel at its founding 70 years ago. How has it evolved over the years?
Well, you know, the maturity and the growth of Israel continue to be driving factors in our growth here as a bank, not just in Israel, but here in the United States. And that will continue for many years in the future.
So how does Bank Leumi support the community here in New York and around the country?
Well, we do that through organizations like Shefa, helping youth, education, and the elderly throughout the country. UJA, many of the other organizations that we've had the opportunity to see march here today. It's a real privilege.
And we have your float coming up behind us right there, Leumi and Shefa. How does it feel to see that float with all of the participants waving and celebrating?
It makes me proud and excited. It really does. We started a couple of years ago with just 24 kids, and so for us to see this robust community here is very meaningful for me and to the community.
Well, thank you so much to both of you. Have fun today. Lana and John, thank you. Thank you. Send it back up to you guys.
Baruch, thank you. And on board that float that we mentioned, Milk and Honey's jamming their way up the avenue.
which we'll let you hear in just a second. They're an Afro-Hebrew NYC-based band that brings a unique and refreshing blend of Israeli music with a wide range of influences such as Afrobeat, Ethiopian music, R&B, and funk. Let's listen.
What a great sound.
Yes, the Bank Leumi float, which is the oldest bank in Israel,
Yep.
established well before the state.
Now we see the Israel Cancer Research Fund, the largest nationwide charitable organization in North America that's solely devoted to supporting cancer research in Israel. Such an important goal there.
Absolutely. I actually have a friend who worked with the Israel Cancer Research Fund, and he crossed the United States coast to coast on bike in order to raise money for this organization. It's called Bike for the Fight. Beautiful initiative.
Rabbi Pesach Raymond Yeshiva from Edison, New Jersey. This group is from pre-nursery age through 8th grade. Students there marking Israel's 70th birthday by celebrating its unique and special places, as well as marking all the accomplishments over these past 7 decades.
About 300 of these students marching right now, carrying flags, banners. Very beautiful. Hello. Hello to all the students of Rabbi Pesach Raymond Yeshiva.
Yeah, so we've seen groups from Jersey and Pennsylvania, and of course the 5 boroughs. And we are getting ready for our final half hour of parade
Are you ready
coverage.
for it? I'm not sure I'm ready for the final hour.
I don't think
that
I want
means
this
it's going
to end.
I'd rather it not end.
Yeah, I don't think I want this to end. This has been a whole lot of fun as we mark the 70th anniversary of the State of Israel.
And
We're so glad you're with us.
weather, I have to say.
Yeah, it's been
perfect
beautiful.
weather.
I don't mind the fact that we haven't seen a whole lot of sun today. It's been very pleasant up here. We've managed to dodge the raindrops. And we welcome the Center for Jewish Life from Marlborough, New Jersey, servicing Jews in Monmouth, Middlesex, and Ocean counties. This group seeks to enrich their lives with the traditions of their parents and grandparents and galvanize the community to appreciate the beauty of their Jewish heritage.
They're also proud to bring together their brothers and sisters from here and from the homeland of Israel to celebrate Israel at 70, Center for Jewish Life.
Down there toward the Jersey Shore.
Of course, their banner shows the Western Wall. Another interesting fact is that there are 1 million notes left at the Western Wall every year.
Here's the Fusion Corps Drum and Bugle Corps from Morris County. They've won plenty of awards through the years, including gold at the 2014 Drum Corps World Championships. as the Fusion Corps Drum and Bugle Corps passes us by. Let's head down to Baruch Shemtov with another special
set
guest.
of surprises.
Yes, he's always full of surprises. Baruch.
I try my best. I'm here with Parade Chair Aaron Rosen. Congratulations on another successful year.
Thank you very much. Every year it just gets better.
So how long have you been involved with the parade?
This is my second year co-chairing the parade, 7th year as a board member of the JCRC.
So why does Israel mean so much to you personally?
As a Jew, as an American Jew, it means a lot. You know, my wife is Israeli, all her family's watching from Israel. It's our homeland, and just excited to help celebrate it here in New York.
What do you think it means to them to be watching this parade back in Israel?
I think it means a lot. I mean, they see us here, they see us all celebrating. You can really feel the energy. I think it comes across, just the excitement and the love for Israel that we all have here, and I think it means a lot to everyone watching and who's here.
And you put so much work into this parade, and now to see thousands of people marching, how does that feel for you?
It feels very special. I mean, look at people of all ages, people from all over the world just having so much fun, expressing their support and their love for Israel. To be a small part of it means the world.
Well, congratulations, and thanks for having us here. Enjoy yourself. And guys, I'll send it back to you. Aaron Rosen down here.
Thank you, Baruch.
Thank you so much. Here's the Adolf Schreiber Hebrew Academy of Rockland, based in New City,
New York. So in celebration of the parade's theme, they salute 70 nations, 70 years, final destination, Israel. For you, of course.
Right, exactly.
Final destination for Robert, Israel.
Yes.
For 70 years, Israel has provided a haven for Jews from around the world. Israel derives its beauty from different cultures and customs unique to each community, drawing together diverse Jewish hearts. And this is really one of the beauties of Israel, its diversity. So many people have come from so many different parts of the world, whether it's North Africa, Europe, North America, Australia, and many more.
You were saying you see some of that same diversity here in New York, right? So, sort of comparing it to Israel.
It's true. I feel right at home.
You like that?
Yes. A lot of diversity and also a lot of Israelis. It really feels to me like a second capital, New York City.
The Manhattan Day School now joins the parade, a modern Orthodox yeshiva for toddlers through 8th grade, located on Manhattan's Upper West Side. There you see that group there. There are 70 faces to the land. That's their theme for this year.
Just what we spoke about.
Yep.
They say that just as the Torah has 70 levels of intrinsic interpretation, so too at 70 there are numerous faces coexisting simultaneously within the experience of daily life in Israel.
And that speaks to the diversity that you were highlighting. The Manhattan Day School, clad in their red t-shirts.
They write, Israel is a unique mosaic of different cities, people of different ethnic backgrounds from communities in Europe, North Africa, Western Asia, North America, South America, the former Soviet Union, all joining to form the State of Israel.
Here is the float for Ariel University, easy for me to say, with Yaakov Yavno.
This is Israel's newest and fastest growing research university. Hello to them.
More than 15,000 students strong, representing the full spectrum of Israeli society.
And Yaakov Yavno, known as Yaya, is the New York-based Russian-born baritone and actor. He incorporates folk, pop, and classical music into his contemporary arrangements. Maybe we'll be able to hear him in just a moment.
Yes, I can hear a little bit of him, but let's listen in. Following close behind, I'm sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
Well, maybe great minds were thinking alike again, because we're seeing the Hana Senesh Community Day School with 150 marchers here today from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Brooklyn in the house. Probably walked here all the way from Brooklyn today, because there's no other way to get into the city. And Hana Senesh, a very, very important figure for Israeli society and Israeli history. She was a paratrooper and one of the most celebrated poets in Israel.
And right behind them, the Northeast Queens Jewish Community Council, a proud participant in this parade for 14 years. 300 marchers strong from, among others, the Babylonian Jewish Center, the Beit Terrace Garden Jewish Center, the Belrose Jewish Center, Hillcrest Jewish Center, and plenty of others too.
Yes, with their banner, Israel at 70, always a celebration listing technology, music, fashion, medicine, and some of the amazing developments from the state of Israel. Coming up now is the IDB Bank with Yarden Kleiman, a well-renowned saxophonist who I'm sure we will see in just a moment. This is the largest Israeli American bank, a subsidiary of Israeli Discount Bank Limited, in Hebrew, Discount.
Could you said it better myself? And Kleiman, you mentioned him,
him today in modern day society. I agree, we should not discriminate.
My apologies. A saxophone player, she's also a DJ, one of the most prominent in events and clubs.
Absolutely, let's take a listen. Not sure if we're able to hear her quite yet. She was dancing and playing. She was here, if I'm not mistaken, last year as well. Enjoy. Song that won the Eurovision this year, Toy by Nita Barzilai. The words go, I'm not your toy, you stupid boy. And it's inspired by the Me Too movement.
Okay.
Don't take it personally, Robert.
No, but it's a good message.
It's a good message.
She can play that sax.
She can sure play. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Are we attempting song once again?
I think so. Yeah. Very good.
Look at that. Yes. Ki Adonai mevicha el eretz chadasha.
Here's the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach. Israel helps the world. That's the theme. The school's project to teach the students, inspired by how Israel has sent help all over the world. This is a group with members from Woodmere and Hewlett Bay Park on Long Island.
And they have about 1,000 marchers, which is really unbelievable. I think they're the largest group today so far.
Yeah, that's one of the larger groups we've seen for sure. He has the best seat in the house. Look at that, riding on Dad's shoulders.
Yes.
Boy, the enthusiasm, even at this late stage in the parade, has not ebbed one bit.
Especially when they see you, Robert.
I wish. I think it's you.
You know
think
what?
it's you.
It's us and the camera. Or maybe just the camera.
I would say that.
Maybe
I would say
just
the camera. This has been a lot of fun. Have you enjoyed your first year broadcasting the parade?
Yes, this has been very exciting.
This has been a good time.
It's also helped me get better acquainted with the different communities here in New York.
This is always one of the best days of the year in New York City. Skaters and bladers now skating and blading up Fifth Avenue. Formed
Not
in
yet, there they are.
2003 in memory of J.J. Greenberg, a beloved leader and member of the community. J.J. never missed an Israel parade, and this group was founded in J.J.'s honor.
And he was always here on roller skates, which is why Skaters and Bladers is honoring his memory, doing what he would have done. Now, apparently in Tel Aviv, once a week, there's a rollerblades party. And I wasn't aware of this, and now I'm living here. So I feel like I kind of missed out on one of the best parties the country has to offer.
Weekly party, huh?
A weekly rollerblades party. We're seeing once again a banner with the Kotel, the Western Wall, where 1 million notes are left there yearly. It's cleaned out twice a year, though. And it's a very special experience to go visit the Kotel.
Yeah, that's certainly on my list. When you take me, we're going there.
Yes. I'll send you the schedule shortly.
I'll give you a week or so to put it together to organize
That's
it.
very kind of you. Very thoughtful.
I just want to echo one thing that Dr. Ruth had said earlier. A big thank you to the police officers and first responders who have made this such a safe and terrific parade.
Absolutely.
The Christian Broadcasting Network now represented on this truck.
A big supporter of Israel, by the way, which very much appreciate. And in celebration of Israel's 70th anniversary, the CBN, Christian Broadcasting Network, presents To Life, how Israeli volunteers are changing the world. This is the documentary you see featured on the truck passing by. It explores Israel's national tradition of humanitarian service and good works, and how a nation so small is having such a tremendous global impact. When it comes to emergency services and medical relief, Israel really has been a leader and has sent staff, both from the IDF, Isra Aid, and different groups to help with the different disasters around the world.
And we saw those 3 ambulances earlier that will be put into service after this parade. Here's the Excelsior Drum and Bugle Corps from the Greater Capital District of New York, up by Albany and those parts. Excelsior would like to thank the Celebrate Israel Parade Committee for having them back for their 7th appearance, and they look forward to celebrating again in 2019.
So they're the same as you. You can
Kinda like
celebrate
me.
your anniversary together with them.
Yes, Hopefully, I am invited back for 2019. I don't know. The jury's still out. Here's the.
Here we have the Yeshiva of Central Queens. That is where my mother is from. So
Oh,
a
wow.
shout out to Linda and to my Uncle Barry, who grew up in Queens. This is for you.
Established in 1941 with more than 900 students from all over Queens and beyond. Its mission is to provide a high-quality, nurturing Jewish education that is never far from home. So it's nice for you because you've moved to New York, but you have some family close by. That's great.
Exactly. It's kind of, I would say, yeah, it's coming to a certain closure because my mother moved to Israel when she was 21, and so I'm moving back here for a number of years at least, and I'm able to experience the place where she grew up.
That's great.
And yes, with family, it's always much nicer.
Yeah.
Although we're all one big happy family, aren't we? So.
That is true.
The enthusiasm.
Oh, I know.
The enthusiasm. The temperatures are high as far as enthusiasm.
That's true. Some great pictures on social media from the.
Thank you, Dr. Kaplan.
Beautiful and colorful, and once again, we'll remind our viewers to write to us. You can use the hashtag Together on 5th, and we will read out anything. No, not anything, but we will read out the messages you send us and things you'd like to say to the State of Israel or to your friends. We're happy to share your shout outs as well. You know, I do wonder if there are, or if there's any drone footage of the parade, because it would be really beautiful to see from the top all of the colors.
Yeah, that would be some of our shots from our camera, just 15 feet above 5th, have been great. Let alone what drone footage would look like. I'm not sure what the security restrictions are given the considerations of today, but that would be some great footage to see. This is a big group.
Big group. Why?
Yeah, the Yeshiva of Central Queens.
Yes. Hello, hello. It's amazing how the camera draws people right to it. It's like a magnet. If I were marching, Robert, I would definitely like a pom-pom and a motorcycle. I think I would like, yes, to combine the two. Definitely.
Next year. You'll be
year.
broadcasting with
on a
both of those
motorcycle
things.
with a pom-pom. And here we are seeing the Nefesh B'Nefesh float, which is really special because the people you're seeing on the float are going to be making Aliyah after this parade. So this is the last parade they'll be participating in New York. The Nefesh B'Nefesh is an Aliyah organization, and they're followed by some proud marchers who, as we said, will soon become Israeli citizens. They'll be on a Nefesh B'Nefesh charter flight soon, joining thousands of other Americans making Aliyah to Israel this summer during Israel's 70th. We wish them a Mazal Tov.
Absolutely, as they join 55,000 other North American and British Jews in the past 16 years. So we wish them well.
And of course, we also see the Nefesh B'Nefesh staff who are accompanying them through this entire process.
Shout out to Rabbi Michael Miller of the JCRC for a wonderful
And here's El Al and the Israel Ministry of Tourism float.
Absolutely, El Al, which is Israel's airline. And their slogan is Hachi Babayit Ba'olam, feeling the most at home with El Al. So fasten your seatbelts. The national airline of Israel and the Israel Ministry of Tourism have landed.
And what's this I hear about a new 787 Dreamliner?
It's
Many
a
of the,
dream. It's a dream.
Have you
I've
been
on it. It's really terrific. State of the art. State of the art. And after you're on the 787 Dreamliner, you don't want to be on any other airplane, which is kind of a problem.
Yeah, so one of those puddle jumpers just kind of seems like a disappointment, right?
Yes. Make sure you're on the Dreamliner before your next
many of
flight.
the El Al crew members who came for this parade came on that Dreamliner, so.
Here we have Yeshiva University walking up Fifth Ave from right here in New York City, actually not far from where I live, in Murray Hill. They are led today by their president, Rabbi Ari Berman, who is celebrating his inaugural year in that position, and joined by 1,500 students, alumni, faculty, and staff to celebrate Israel on her 17th birthday. And I will shout out to a friend of mine who is a retired Israeli pilot who's moving here in just a month to study at Yeshiva University.
Really?
Yes.
And what is that person going to study? Do you know yet?
He studied psychology, so I am wondering if he's going to continue in that path.
And you'll have another friend in New York.
Absolutely.
There's the El
More
Al
from
float.
the Dreamliner.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you.
Do tell.
When you take me to Israel, we have to fly on the Dreamliner.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Just want to make sure as you're making your
Yes,
arrangements.
yes. Can I get your points, though?
We'll
discuss that
We'll
later.
discuss that later.
So Yeshiva University presents Israel at 70 Sababa, rooted in Jewish thought and tradition. The university sits at the educational, spiritual, and intellectual epicenter of a robust global movement dedicated to advancing the moral and material betterment of the Jewish community and broader society. And they're joined by Yeshiva College, Stern College for Women, the Cy Sims School of Business, Albert Einstein College of Medicine, Cardozo School of Law, and many, many more.
Yeah, 1,500 strong.
1,500 and going strong.
Parade kicked off at 11 a.m. A little bit to our south, 57th Street, and is making its way all the way up toward 74th Street. That's where it will end.
It's quite unbelievable that it's almost 3 p.m. Robert.
I know.
You've made this an absolute pleasure.
Hey, this has been a whole lot of fun. More on that in a second as we start to say our goodbyes here. Also, we want to say a big thank you to our house band.
Soul Farm. They've been incredible, and they've given us a soundtrack these past 3 hours, which we've really enjoyed immensely. Sorry if we ruined it with some of our singing.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Let's listen for a couple seconds here. we welcome you back inside our booth for one final time as we conclude our coverage of the 54th annual
Wrapping up
Celebrate
the
Israel Parade.
54th Celebrate Israel on its 70th anniversary. This has been an incredible experience, and thank you to everyone from Israel and from around the world for joining us today.
You say incredible, I say Sababa.
So witty, so witty. That's it. He's ready. You are definitely prepared for your Israel trip.
Have to go there. Yeah, I really do want to go there. And let's say, for one final time, let's say hello and goodbye to our friend Baruch Shemtov. Hey, Baruch.
Hey guys, what an unbelievable day celebrating Israel here on 5th Avenue. And I'll tell you, it was made even more special because I got to share it with both of you. Thanks to our incredible production team for making this all happen. And as Robert just said, there's just one word, Sababa. Sending it back to you.
Baruch, thank you so much. And as we say goodbye, you saw the three of us on camera, but there's a whole host of people behind the scenes who work to make this day happen. A special thank you to David and Annette. You don't see their faces, but we hear their voices, and they helped us get on the air today, as did dozens of other people. And so thank you to everyone up here. Thank you, guys.
Everyone who
really
contributed,
terrific.
you've been absolutely Sababa.
Yes. Michelle, what a pleasure. Thank you so much
It's been a pleasure,
for
Robert.
guiding me through these pronunciations.
Thank
we
you
will
to
see
everyone.
you next year.
Dream about all day, I've been dreaming of you. Oh, the only dream I want to sleep it through. Been dreaming of you. Laces and take this, and I don't wanna waste this love. Hey, let's easy come, easy go. You never know just how we're gonna make